What's up, tricksters and tricksetas, and welcome to another free VOD review. This time it is free. And today at our coaching table, we have a PTSD incoming. He is a Jett main, playing on Sunset in a Diamond Elo. PTSD won a free VOD review through the coaching giveaways on my Discord server, so if you also want to get it or you want to participate in these giveaways, join my Discord server for private coaching. Now, today we have a really interesting session because the guy is really keen to learn the game, and basically he, has a lot of questions for us that we need to answer. First, we're gonna start with a Q&A, then we're gonna move into a VOD review, and then at the end we're gonna check his tracker. So let's see what the PTSD. Oh, Jesus Christ! My microphone almost flew away. So yeah. I have recently started locking Jett. Earlier I would play Jett or fill initiators and sometimes sentinels. This is my only account for ranked. Okay. Fine. Now, listen, I immediately hear, like, what is this fuckery, man? Like, you turn, like, in the first minute of a VOD review, you turn me into an XQC, bro. Like, what is this shit, man? Field initiator, sometimes sentinels, pick a main agent, man. You're playing below Radiant, below Immortal 3 with some random angry gorillas that are depressed. They have no life. Maybe they do have a life, but we will never know. But you need to be the carry. You need to be the one in charge. Like, come on, bro. Like, when are we gonna stop with this shit, man? Like, literally. Like, up until Immortal 3, pick 2 main agents, 2 alternative flex filled picks, and that's it. 4 agents on your tracker, nothing else. You don't need anything else to get Immortal 3 and Radiant. I just stop with fucking feeling like, let me quickly check the tracker. So you play the last act. Okay, the guy's not really grinding that much. Okay, so you have this little of a playtime. Per act, you're playing 10 hours. 15 hours. Your maximum playtime is 46 hours. And you wanna fill? Fill with what? With what type of knowledge? With what type of consistency? You can fill. Period. Forbidden for you. You can play Jett. To be honest, like, with this low playtime, the only thing you can do is be a one-trick pony. Like, play maximum 1 or 2 agents, and that's it. If you don't have more than 60 hours to play every single act or every single month, you're a one-trick pony, and that's where the story ends. Now, I've been playing for a long time now, but that was usually 5-stack trolling. Only recently have I decided to play for improvement. One problem is that I have less playtime now. That is a bit of a problem. I mean, that's a huge problem, actually. I only grind ranked when I want to get a new rank, and I already know before the grind that I will get that rank. I did it for when I was first reached Platinum and Diamond. After that, I stop or only play a bit of ranked, but a lot of TDM and other modes. Example, my next grind would be once I'd be sure to get Ascendant. Let me know what you think about this and what changes would you recommend. The first change I would recommend is, play more Valorant. That's a pretty obvious change. Like, if you want to have faster improvement, faster progress, if you want to reach ranks faster, do everything faster, be consistent, you need to play minimum, 1, 2, or 3 games per day, every single day. Now, if you actually don't have time to do that, and you have other better things to do in life, then don't expect some, immediate and fast improvements. Now, for a player like you, I would just focus on a few things. Just having a good warm-up routine that can also be your aim training at the same moment of time. Play ranked as much as you can. Lock in onto 1 or 2 agents maximum. And in your free time, try to learn all of the fundamentals and all of the important shit when it comes to these agents. Learn everything from my ranked playbook on Discord server when it comes to Jett and maps in Valorant. Learn everything when it comes to the most important guides and when it comes to the most important fundamentals that you should apply in Valorant. And that is the best thing that you can do when it comes to the limited playtime that you have at this moment of time. Now, I completely lost it, okay? Okay, now, just a moment. I don't know how I open this to be bigger. Okay, now it's bigger. Okay. I'm the type of player to watch hours of guys, VODs, but I don't play ranked much. Listen, man, like, I can fully respect that. I can absolutely respect that. But, what you learn, you need to practice as well. Like, that's it, essentially. Like, you learn through trial and error, and by applying the rules, the tips, the tricks, the executes, pathings, mindset, everything. Like, repetition is what's gonna make you better. But a good repetition, of course, you know, trying to apply only the good and optimal shit in your gameplay. You know, like, you wanna go to the gym, you wanna look buffed. Okay, watch YouTube videos, you know, like recommendations from other coaches, exercises and stuff like that. But how do you get buffed? By going to the fucking gym and by showing up there every single day and giving yourself in, you know, to that grind. Like, it's very good that you have a willpower to watch the guides, watch the VODs, learn outside of the game, because half of your progress in Valorant is related to what you do outside of the game. Everything. You know, how well do you take care of yourself? What do you do when it comes to your training? What type of content do you consume as well? Yeah, that's good. But there needs to be some balance in time management. You know, like, for an example, if you do something outside of the game for like an hour or hour and a half, you should play at least 2 or 3 ranked matches that specific day. I've probably watched most of the guys from various channels, other than the clickbait ones. I have watched all of your VOD reviews till 113. My brother has watched approximately 339 hours of my coaching. Already at 200 hours, you could have stopped and maybe played a bit more Valorant instead, to be honest. Because Valorant is the game that is not changing at all. Everything is pretty much same shit in the last 3.5 years, 4 years. A lot of times I'm just repeating myself because there's nothing new to learn in this game. Like, you know, everything is already discovered. There's certain fundamentals that you need to follow, around, you know, 100 rules that you need to apply in your gameplay, and that's it. Like, already at maybe VOD review number 80, you could have stopped and just actually play the game and try to apply these tips and rules within your gameplay. Repetition is very important, and then building the proper mindset, and then having a good autopilot mode that you can follow during your gameplay. I do play a lot of TDM and unranked across different accounts. Play ranked, man. Play fuck the unranked. Play ranked, brother. I feel like I focus too much on my crosshair mostly, hence my poor awareness. Listen, when it comes to crosshair placement, like, crosshair placement should be your secondary focus in Valorant. Like, your goal in Valorant is to build such a good crosshair placement through death matches, custom games, ranked matches as well, and that you don't need to think about it anymore. Like, you know that you have a good crosshair placement when you peek an angle, when you take a fight and stuff like that. Now, what you should be focusing on in-game is on the minimap and searching on your screen for the enemies that are peeking you left, right, and stuff like that. Searching for the information. Like, you know, like, instead of watching so many YouTube videos outside of the game, maybe it's time to work on better crosshair placement and just making sure that you can have a good crosshair placement without actually looking at your screen. Sometimes I do the opposite and take a glance at the minimap while holding an angle, causing late reaction to an enemy peek. It's like I forget other stuff once I'm doing something. Listen, when it comes to crosshair placement and minimap awareness, like instead of this text channel right here, as the coach, you can find a whole ass document where I explain all of the trigger points when you should take a look at the minimap. I'm gonna share with you that folder later and that document, and that, you know, it should be impossible for you to die by looking at the minimap if you do it at the right moment of time. Like, okay, you will occasionally die sometimes when doing it. You will be surprised by the enemies. But in Valorant, like, we have a very, very strict trigger points when you should look at the minimap and when you should absolutely not look at the minimap. And it's really hard to make it's really hard to make a mistake there, because, you know, these rules are really set in stone. So I'll share with you that document later. Yo, GeekMind, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub, and thank you for scamming Jeff El Bezos. Now, I know it's advised to try and tell my team where to push, example 3 rounds push on default site or attack, but many times they don't listen, so I rarely tell them in voice, and if I do, in the text. Okay, let's talk about this topic one more time. So, okay, we end up on the attacker side of Sunset, for an example. In the first 4 rounds, you need to try leading your teammates and telling them where to go, what to do, and why the fuck they should do that. Your communication with your teammates should always be simple. Like, your comms need to be less than 2 sentences. And 2 sentences that even an retard can understand. Like a player that is not even playing the game. Player that is already autopiloting. Like, that is how your communication needs to look like in this game. So, now, when it comes to persuading your teammates how to follow you, pick up the spike. Immediately start the round in the way where you want your teammates to go, or whatever the fuck you want your teammates to do. Your comms needs to sound confident when you're telling them. You will notice when I play my games in Valorant in Ranked, my voice is completely different when I'm giving comms to my teammates and when I'm talking to you guys in the chat. When I'm talking to you guys in the chat, I don't really care, bro. You know, I don't really care, man. But when I talk to my teammates, brother, like, we are going A, or I'm sending this fucking spike onto the A site alone right now, or B site. Of course, you're not gonna do that. Of course, you're not gonna, as a Jett player, like, do some dumb shit like this. Of course, you're gonna drop the spike before the execute and go for the execute when the time is right. But you need to be persuasive, like you're dealing with toddlers in ranked solo queue, with players that are autopiloting, with players that have mental capabilities of a 3-year-old. My dog has better mental capabilities than some of these ranked players. And that is how you need to behave towards them. If you think they don't listen to you, or they don't want to repeat it again, repeat the same comm, the same strategy 2 times, 3 times. At the end of the day, be annoying. Now, what is also very important, if your strategy or certain setup fails, don't lose the confidence to give the callouts again. Fuck it. Like no one is you're not a god in this game. You know? You cannot predict the future. You don't control the mouse and keyboard of 4 players in your team. If something fails, well, it's okay. We'll learn from that mistake. We'll try to figure out how to recreate this strategy and make it better for the next time. And there's not a single strategy, tactic, or rule in Valorant that's gonna work 100% of times. Most of the times, you know, you're following the rules, tips, and strategies to have higher chances of winning the rounds in games. How much higher? 60 to 80%, instead of doing a 50-50 gamble. So, That is how you should communicate to your teammates. Now, of course, there's gonna be games where they don't listen to you at all. But you should still give it a try. If you have a good strategy, good tactic, good read onto the enemies, do it. You know? Better than doing some fucked up shit that your teammates wanna do. Like, for example, you know, on a defender side of Sunset, enemies are eco and Halbai, and 4 of your teammates wanna go mid. RV mentally disabled. You know? Now, in the games and rounds and matches where your teammates don't listen to you, they don't want to listen to you, and, you know, no matter what, you know, what you do and what you tell them to do, like, they just, that's it, basically. Okay, we just adapt. Especially you as a Jett player, you can adapt yourself to various different shit that your teammates do in this video game. So yeah, you know, you should still try, like, especially, you know, the first 4 rounds on the attacker side, and are very important, that you're leading your teammates. Every other round, okay, you know, we can try to adapt, we'll have a lot of information about our allies, about the enemies, and we can counter the enemies in some kind of a way, alone, if nothing else. And on a defender side, you know, you are basically communicating to your allies only when you need to. Like when you have some really good counter to enemies, or you know exactly what the enemies are gonna do, and you need some specific utility or specific setup to create with your allies. Now, when it comes to other comps, like, the only teammates that you kinda need to lead in ranked solo queue is controllers. You know, what type of a smoke setup you have for each execute is mega important. And, you know, you need to always track what type of smokes your teammates are giving you, and also what type of smokes, like, you have during each execute and each setup. Now, when it comes to, like, other agents, I mean, you can let them use utility however the fuck they want at the start, and then correct them if you see that they're doing some bullshit that is costing you the rounds, or, you know, costing you the match. On defender side, like, the first thing you should try to notice is what type of sentinels utility you have. You know, are your sentinels covering the proper choke points with your utility and giving you the proper info? Like, for example, in this match we have a Cypher in our team, and what type of and I can already see that what the fuck is this setup here in the first round. Like, how the fuck we have 2 tripwires on the B side and the top mid is wide open? What? Plus, we have a camera for the B main as well. You know, tell Cypher, please put 1 trip at top mid. 1 trip is more than enough for whatever the fuck we want to do on B. Now, next topic. I think I don't play around my team as well. We'll check that in a VOD. I don't track alts and economy too well. We'll check that in a VOD and we'll see what's happening. 0.4 sensitivity at 800 dpi. Laptop plus monitor 144 Hz. Okay. I mean, more than enough to be radiant in Valorant. Of course, you know, better setup will allow you to have a higher skill ceiling as a player, but, you know, some players got radiant with 60 Hz, so what the fuck is your excuse? Okay, improvement. Awareness in general, game awareness, map awareness, reading the enemy pushes, reading the enemies mid-round. I used to follow AB rule and rule of fear naturally since I started playing, but over time I started playing based on feel. It's like a bad habit. Listen, like, you're not in a relationship in Valorant. Like, the worst thing you can do in Valorant, as a player that is not radiant, as a player that is not developed already, fully developed, is play based on your feelings. Save your feelings for your relationships with your girl or mother, father, whatever. Like, you really want to play Valorant based on what's good, what's bad, what's optimal. You need to play Valorant based on certain rules and tips that will guarantee you having higher win rate and higher chances of winning the rounds, games, etc, etc. Feelings. Save them for real life. Movement and aim not in good sync. We'll take a look. Hit confirmation. I can hit confirm. It's just that I don't know the best protocols for highest level gunfire, so I get confused between different techniques. Okay. Strafing. I have noticed I do micro strafes, but I feel like if my strafes are too long, I'll get punished in higher ranks. Okay. Peeking. I feel like my peaks aren't good enough for high elo lobbies. Okay. Goals as a player. Reach high Immortal 3. Improve gunfights and mechanics enough to stomp mid-high Immortal 3 players. Okay. Okay. Now, as I said, like, I don't really know how much of a playtime do you have. Because here you know, from what you said here, it seems like you have much more time than, you know, just playing 10 hours of Valorant in 2 months. So, we'll chit-chat through private messages to see, like, what's happening there once I give you some kind of a training and warm-up. Okay, without any further ado, I want to see this VOD. And I want to see what the fuck is happening in this gameplay. Chester, we'll see, man. Yo, Mark Johnson, welcome, brother. Okay. I feel sleepy today, bro. What do we get? The rest of the playbook, Papito? What do you mean? We're gonna finish Corrode for Jett and Omen during this week, and then starting from the next week, like, it is gonna literally be a month and a half of just completing the playbook, and that's it. I mean, completing the Yoru, Raise, and Chamber. So, yeah, you know, that's gonna be fun. Claudio, where could stream, Brother Brony? I heard the rework of Harbor made him only worse. Is that true? It's a rework in a good direction. Just some things, as always, with Valorant, you know, don't make a single sense. Kids got cold, so if I get on Valorant, might as well watch some tips. Okie dokie. Let's entertain you. I think understanding that I won't get enough time in to hit higher ranks has helped me remove some self-imposed pressure. I've had more fun the past few sessions. Listen, like, as long as your grind in Valorant is efficient, as long as you truly work on fixing your bad habits, getting better as a player overall, like, you don't need to have some enormously high playtime to hit Radiant. But you cannot expect to hit Radiant in a year if you are just gonna play Valorant for 20 hours every single act. Like, you can have expectations of getting Radiant at some point, but how the rank system is designed, like, you just, you know, from Iron 1 to Immortal 3, you can go in a really short period of time. Really, really short. Like, that you know, Iron 1 to Immortal 3 is like walk through the park. It is so fucking easy. But when it comes to Immortal 3 to Radiant, that final push, you cannot expect it to be like a walk through the park. If you are not super consistent with your playtime, and then if you don't have a high enough playtime to do it. How do I stop being depressed autopilot mode when my teammates went to FF at 0-4 and I'm the only one using mine for the rest of the game, sitting in social isolation? Very easy, very easy. Like, you don't behave towards... Like, first of all, you expect nothing from your teammates. Always. Always. You literally expect nothing. You don't expect them to make the good plays. You don't expect them to do a good job. Like, you're trying to control the game yourself. Also, what you don't expect from your teammates is you don't expect them to in an online video game, you don't expect them to act like a human beings. You behave towards your teammates and towards your enemies as well, like 9 bots. Not bots because they're bad, but just bots because they don't exist in real life. There's no social interactions, no human interactions. You're just playing a video game for you to get better, for you to have some fun. If you're already solo queue, you don't expect fun in Valorant. You're trying to create the fun yourself by getting better, grinding the game, hitting a few clips, and that's it. Like, basically, if you invest any emotions in Valorant, or any human interaction, it's just gonna backfire. It's not worth it if you're playing solo queue, because I can put my right arm in the fire right now. I can chop it off immediately, but 60% of this community in ranked is mentally disabled. After, let's say, Diamond Platinum. 60%. Can you explain in your tier list why Yoru isn't with Omen, Jett, Raze? I already did. Yoru requires way too much pre-planning. He is less consistent than Omen, Jett, and Raze. And that's it. He is very versatile, but less consistent.
My ult's ready. 30 seconds left. Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
Okay. Let's start with the sunset, shall we? So, once again, we end up on some map with some team composition against some team composition. What do we do? So first of all, Sunset. Sunset, on a defender side, should be a fast rotation map for you. Basically, you value the team play over the map control in almost 90% of situations and rounds. That's it. On the first contact between your team and enemy team, you should make some kind of a move. Now that move can be anything. It really depends. Maybe we should just rotate immediately. Maybe we should take more space from the enemies. Which move you want to make depends on a specific sequence that you're put in. Now, on this map, you don't give a crap about the B site and A site. What do I mean by that? That simply means that you're never willing to die alone while trying to defend these two bomb sites. Like, you're trying to fight the enemies, you're trying to get some potential kills and potential damage, but it should never happen to you that, 5 enemies are pushing you, you get stuck in this position with a Vandal, Phantom, whatever, in a full buy round, and you just trade yourself for 1 kill. Or maybe 0 kills. And then your teammates are playing a retake in a numbers disadvantage. Now, on this map, you value the control of market and top mid over the control of B site and A site. In ranked solo queue, once you lose the control of market and top mid, God help you. Why? Because only God knows if your teammates will be aware of all of the timings and shit that enemies can do to you and to your teammates. Now, another thing that is important on this map is that, yes, B is your default site, A is a secondary priority, but what is also important is that you should never start way too passively. Like, playing passively on Sunset is kind of stupid. What do I mean by that? Like, your first and starting position cannot be B backside, cannot be, I don't know, CT on the A site or playing the elbow here. Like, you need to get a contact with the enemies already here. Already here. Already here. Already here. So that our teammates can do faster rotations and support us faster. And so that you have an info, where are the enemies, and where are they not. Also, we want to abuse as many off angles, tight angles, safe positions before we end up in some kind of a 50-50 gunfight. Now, another tip on Sunset: if you're not fighting for the mid control, always close the market doors. You don't need it. Period. We completely deny this choke point for the enemies to lurk, to flank, to fuck us up in various different ways. That's it. You're rotating from B to A, close the doors. You're playing the B retake through mid, close the doors. You're not fighting on mid, your teammates are not, close the doors. Done. Also, you don't want to leave the doors open, because if enemies are doing the B split and they close the doors while they get in the market, we cannot surprise them from top mid smoke and maybe backstab them, maybe pick a right timing to kill them, and all of that good stuff. So market doors should always be closed on Sunset, unless you're fighting for the mid control. Now, the final tip on Sunset is very simple. If you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go and what are they gonna do, just start either on market or top mid and just play fast rotations between A and B. Done. And actually the final tip is that the first 4 rounds on a defender's side, you can play a bit more passively. Like, you don't need to aggressively take the space in mid, A main or B main. See how your default passive playstyle is gonna work and how good or how bad are the enemy executes. But already from the 5th round, you need to decide if that is actually working and should we change something right now. Like, for example, if, lose 3 out of the first 4 rounds because enemies end up in a post plant, you cannot play the good retakes, well, it is probably time to take the A main space, maybe pressure the enemies in B main, maybe mid, depending what type of a shtick enemies did in the first 4 rounds. Now, in the first round with Jett, on a defender side of Sunset, you don't have that many options, option number 1, you can get a Sheriff, and basically close the market doors. If enemies are pushing B, you can play on an off angle with a dash ability like this. Try to get a kill, dash away, get up here, on this position, try to get another kill, fight with your teammates from the backside, create some crossfire setups, and slowly give up the space while your teammates are rotating, while trying to get some picks and some safe kills for your teammates. Option number 2, pretty similar to number 1. You can play a ghost and shorty strategy, where you leave the shorty at the backside, ghost in your hands, close the market doors. With the dash ability, you can try to play an off angle here, destroy the recon abilities and flashes, and try to take a kill. Get at the backside, try to take a kill from this tight angle here, bait the enemies to come towards you, running mindlessly like gorillas. Take the shorty, kill one enemy with a shorty either here or there. You can get away maybe with 1, 2, or 3 kills before you die or before you dip out into the city smoke and reset yourself. But whatever you decide to do, it's really up to you. But this is how we should be fighting. A bit safer. There's no reason to risk any 50-50 fights whatsoever. Now, if you have a teammate that is going to close the market doors for you, even better. Then maybe we can start the round by surprising the enemies here with a peek. Maybe you can start the round by holding an off angle like this, for an example, with a dash ability and trying to get a shot. Maybe you can try to surprise the enemies on timing from this position and try to delete one enemy. It's really up to you. But in this first round, if you die and you commit too much to these stupid fights, it is just stupid. There's no reason to do it. What you can also do is, you can get the updrift, for an example, instead of a smoke with a ghost. And once again, we can contest the enemies in the B main, maybe abuse some off angles here to potentially get a pick, And then, you know, you can updraft on this off angle, dodge all of the enemy's blinds and recon abilities on the right position here, and then over the enemy smoke, pick the enemies on timing, try to kill 1 or 2 enemies while riding in the edge of this position. Bab up. If you take a kill, or the fight is not working in your favor, knife out, drop down, voila. That's it. The worst thing you can do is, you know, you overextend too much, commit to the gunfights too much, you die, your teammates are 4v5, and they're playing a retake 4v5 in the first pistol round. That is horrendous. That is horrible. Now, if enemies are going B, just go to the spawn and, I mean A, and just help your teammates on A. Now, why are you defending the B set and market in a first round? Only because it's our default site. Playing the retakes on B is 10 times harder. Not 10 times, but it is a bit harder than playing retakes on the A site. Yeah, that's basically it. Now, when it comes to team compositions here, like, we have a pretty standard shit for ranked solo queue. Like, the weakness of your team is you don't have an initiator and any recon abilities for the attack and for the retakes. So, probably we will have to fight a bit more aggro in the round number 4 and 5 on this defender side. And when it comes to enemy team, it's a pretty standard shit. And like, we can easily destroy the Gekko's utility. They don't have a really strong initiator in this game. Dealing with the Raze and Jett should be easy. Going for the flanks and lurks, I would not do that against the Cypher. At least not early on. Like, I would first wait, you know, for the first 4 to 6 rounds, I'd try to play with my teammates. And then maybe in some eco rounds or in rounds where, you know, you notice that enemies are just doing 5-man executes. Let's say you're playing on B, they go A. Okay, we can use the updraft to get around the Cypher trip and try to do something. But, you know, he has 2 trips, so even if you go out above this one, he has this one here, like... We'll see. We'll see how the match goes and decide if lurking or flanking or something like that is actually worth it. Should I tell my teammates to play passively in the first rounds? For the first 4 rounds, yes. Like, there's really no reason to not believe that we can passively stop the enemy's executes and pushes. Like, team play should be our main priority. Refrag game, refrag potential, and good utility usage. Okay. Let's see how this goes for our protagonist, PTSD incoming. You see, like, this is what I was talking about. Like, if you already have a Cypher that is gonna close the doors for you. XQC. Okay, we can start in A-man. Start in B-man, sorry. It's okay, start here. And maybe on timing, like, immediately in the first round, we can try to do this. Delete 1 enemy. Why not? Fuck it. Or, you know, start with a ghost and shorty at the backside. Like, we can start by jiggle peeking this angle on timing. Ba ba boo ba ba ba. Then enemies are coming in. We can take an off angle such as this one. Ba ba boo ba ba ba. Take this position. Ba ba boo ba ba ba. And then with the shorty. Bap bap. That's it. You know, potential 4 kills. 4 potential kills that we can get in this round. And 4 pretty safe fights, I would say.
Camera taken out.
By the way, this Cypher setup is horrendous, man. Like, horrible. Like, if you already want to do some passive camera on the B side, put it here, man. I mean, you have 2 tripwires. 1 here, 1 here. Like, what? You want to stare at the enemy's soul while they're doing the execute? What the fuck? And also, this trip here is just pretty useless. Like, I mean, everyone is destroying it. It's much better if you put it like, maybe like this, a bit deeper. If the enemies decide to scale up. Right. Now listen, never never play instead of the smokes unless you're ready to go for some kind of a peek, play, push, something. Like, the more you stay in these type of smokes, the higher the chances that you're gonna eat a magical bullet in your head. And you don't want to rely on your luck. And you don't want to test it. Like, get in a smoke when you're ready to use a dash ability, you're ready to swing out, ready to take a fight. Or you're playing with a shotgun, I don't know, and you need to shove it up in the enemy's ass. Like here, if you already wanted to do something around this smoke, like just, you know, enemy Jett dashes in, you activate a dash ability, peek out, try to kill the Jett. Like, what are we waiting for? You're waiting on this corner to eat a random bullet in your face. And anyways, like as I said, if you want to play this passively from the market, get the updraft. You know, you hear enemies pushing, updraft during their execute, dodge their utility. Without the dash ability, try to get a kill here, and then with the dash ability, we can try to get another kill. This is way too passive. You know, like basically, you didn't try to use a single situation to potentially get a kill for your team. And to get a potential opening. I mean, okay, we can play 5v5 retake, no problem. Like, enemies wasted everything. Every single piece of utility. But, you know, the main rule that you follow on a defender side of any map, when you're positioning yourself, is that you want to abuse as many off angles, safe fights, to potentially either kill enemies or deal some damage onto the enemies that we can use later to finish them off. Or your teammates can use that damage later to finish them off easily. Here, like, I mean, and also this Cypher setup was horrible, like, for the first round. Like, playing on this, it was just ludicrous. I just need to, like, please chat, just look at the minimap. Just look at the minimap. Like, and pay attention on the race. Pay attention on the race. It's like, okay, I'm going in. The guy was like, nope, I'm not gonna fight this.
Flash karo. Flash Jett, flash kiya.
I mean, like, you know, we lost so many opportunities to potentially get some pretty safe and pretty good kills for our team, and I don't know why would you play this passively. Now, when it comes to this fight here that you have taken, it's actually not bad. It's actually pretty decent and pretty good. I mean, your teammates are scaling up from the backside. They're taking the fights with the enemies. It was a decent timing to go out with this dash ability and try to get a kill. But what's kind of stupid here is that once you dashed away and once you got fully exposed by that race, if you already have a smoke to cover yourself up, try to escape this type of a fight. I mean, winning this type of a fight when you're not ready for it is huge gamble. I mean, you're gambling that this race is mechanically super bad. And I would rather, you know, dash away. I mean, you dashed away in a weird way, like, I don't know how you even did that. Like, how did you dash like that, like towards this angle, to be honest? Like, you went for this peak and then something like this. Like, I see that raise, insta smoke, knife out, and I'm out. Even if I survive with 20, 40, 50 HP, it is still 10 times better than taking this fight with this guy. Because you're not ready for that fight. That guy is ready. You don't have a light shield. He has a light shield. Even if he has a classic pistol, like one headshot, one body shot, you're dead. Like, I will not gamble I will never gamble on a fact that enemies might be mechanically bad to kill me in certain situations or scenarios.
Down B.
Okay. Now, second round of Sunset, when you win the first round, is also set in stone and pretty simple. I don't know what the fuck I just enabled. Just a moment, I need to pull out something out of my keyboard. So, what we do in this second anti-eco round. Second round of Sunset, no matter if you win or lose the first round, once again, you always play on around the market and B site. Now, what you can do if you win the first round with Jett, you can go for the Marshall, Heavy Shield, and one Smoke. And save the money for the Operator. You can go for the Stinger, Heavy Shield, and one Smoke. Save the money for the Operator. You can go for the Outlaw, and the best shield that you can afford, and some utility. You can go for the Bulldog, and Heavy Shield, and some utility. The choice is yours. Out of these that, 1, 2, 3, 4 choices that you have. When it comes to like, it really depends if you want to save the money for the Operator. Now, against this enemy team composition, and considering I'm playing Sunset, I would probably try to save money for the Op. How much money you had anyways? Like, 3,000, okay. You went for the Outlaw, no problem. Now, if you're playing Outlaw in this second anti-eco round, or Marshall or Bulldog, start in the market, and start in the market by holding this angle. And that's it. Don't close the doors. We want to fight the enemies. They are the ones that are fucked. They don't have heavy shields. We can just kill 2 enemies with 2 body shots. You start the round by holding this angle, and occasionally peeking the tiles. This angle, tiles. This angle, tiles. And that's it. Now, why do you start in market? The reason is you want to play fast rotations towards A, number 1. And number 2, if enemies do decide to do some B split, or some mid control, or some shit like that, I very rarely see that someone is going to use a smoke here. Like, usually, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't remember the last time when I played Valorant, or when I did a VOD review on Sunset, where somebody did this type of a smoke. But top mid smoke, pretty common shit. And if the enemy smoke you here, in this second anti-eco round, you're definitely not gonna do some shit like this. As I said, the first 4 rounds rotate fast. Your team has made a contact with the enemy's on A. We saw the enemy Gecko there. Rotate. Let's kill the enemy's on A, push them back, make numbers advantage, and we can just use the economy and numbers advantage to win this round. We don't need any map control whatsoever.
Party's over.
Very good angle holding there. Very good, very good. Listen, like, whenever enemies are giving you this downtime to reload 1 bullet of the Outlaw, use it. Because reloading 2 bullets takes 3.8 seconds. And that's a lot of wasted time.
Party's over.
And yeah, here, like, I mean, if your teammates want to push the enemies, while the rest of the team is playing passively, the best idea for you is to take this fight with a Cypher. Abso-fucking-lutely. But now we need to activate the dash ability.
1 enemy remaining.
Okay, interesting. So, let's recap a bit. First round, enemies went B. They failed. We won the round. Second round, enemies played some kind of a default with a bit higher focus on A. So where do we play this third round? Sorry to break it to you, but we need to play on top mid. And you need to start top mid right now. So we can play fast rotations between B and A. Starting on A right now, especially because you have the Omen there, Raze and Sage. It's a huge gamble. Like a huge gamble. And if we are not right, our Cypher is gonna meet the Maker quite fast. Plus, like, listen, if you have Cypher in your team on a defender side of Sunset, and he is the only Sentinel that can cover the flanks and lurks, we need one trip for top mid. Yes, I know, it is easy to destroy that trip. Yes, I know, like, it doesn't do anything. But it gives me at least the info if any enemies are mid. If any enemies can be top mid. Is coaching free? You can get free coaching through the giveaways on my Discord server. On every 50 Twitch subs.
Cypher mid.
इधर पे
Like, you know, like, when it comes to reading the enemies early on, in the first 4 rounds, we don't have that many tools that we can use to read the enemies. Why? Because I don't know who the fuck am I playing against. The only thing that we can use to read the enemies in the first 4 rounds is what did they do in the previous rounds, what is the general mentality of the players in ranked solo queue, and also what is, you know, enemy's team composition, for an example. So, basically, like, in a situation where, you know, enemies went first round B, and the second round A with a brief default, like, you need to start top mid in this 3rd round. Like, enemies are following both AB rule and rule of fear. If that is the only thing we have to read the enemies, that's it. We had to play the first 2 rounds on B because of Sunset, you know, how the map is designed, then that's it. But this 3rd round, like, we know exactly what we need to do. We should be with the Sage right now. Like, instead of you being here right now, you should have already been in market, playing with your Cypher and defending the market with him.
Go to smoke.
It is so stupid not having this top mid trip, like, literally, now he's gonna waste, you know, 5-10 seconds to hold this shit. But, listen, would I even hold this angle right now? Absolutely not. I would just end it. I would literally go through the CT, check the top mid, once I reach this position, and just be done with it. Like, in the first 4 rounds, you need to prioritize team play over the map control, especially if one enemy disconnects.
One down.
And especially now. Get out. You see 2 enemies on the minimap, your teammates are coming behind. On mid. They're gonna check the mid for you. They're gonna hold it. You don't need to hold it anymore. Time to move. They killed the Cypher. Time to move.
One enemy remaining.
When are we gonna move?
Main mid.
Okay, this is a huge problem, to be honest. Like this is next level of unawareness, because like you know, when is one trigger point when you should check the minimap is whenever some kind of a new shit appears on the minimap. Like, you see a new icon or some utility, like, you need to check it for a second to see what's happening around you. And that is why, like, you know, what you really need to develop as a player in Valorant is you need to develop a really good peripheral vision. Like, you should be able to look at the minimap here and still kill an enemy that is peeking you at the center of your screen right here. Like, basically, as I'm checking this, I can still react on the colors and my crosshair on the right side with my peripheral vision. And there's a training for that as well. And if you need that training, I'm gonna share it with you, of course. Because this third round is criminal. Like, I mean, you wasted last 12 seconds doing nothing. And, you know, what is, generally speaking, what is the biggest difference between a good player in Valorant and a great player in Valorant? A great player in Valorant has the minimal amount of wasted time in his gameplay. Like, every second in his gameplay, he is using to do something. And he is doing something either good or optimal at that moment of time. Like, he's not gonna have a moment of time in his gameplay where for 12 seconds he's holding an angle where the enemy cannot be. When we were unsure of enemies next hit, should we play around mid for fast rotation or the default side, which is harder to retake? Depends on the map. It really depends on the map. Like, for example, on Sunset, you should start either market or top mid. But on Bind, you should start on B, for an example. And play B, and defend the B site. Then on, either on Pearl, you can start around the B link and mid and connector and play fast rotations. But it also depends what your teammates want to do. I mean, if your teammates are doing something aggressive, you might as well take that space together with them, support them, and then we can play a 5v5 retake on the opposite part of the map. When will you do my tier 2 tracker review? I have no idea. Like, you submitted it yesterday, so it can be like 1 week, 2 weeks from now. We'll see.
Last player standing.
And this is the prime example of why you need to follow these rules that I'm sharing with you. Like, this round is the prime fucking example why team play in the first is so important on the defender's side. That you need to prioritize refray game, team play game over any map control at any moment of time. Especially if you make a numbers advantage. You just never know, like, you're playing in Diamond, Platinum, Ascendant, like, who the fuck knows who you're playing with at that moment of time.
पीछे गया पूरा पीछे गया मिड आया 40 मैंने दिया उसको.
They're saying AFK, the guy destroyed the doors like 10 seconds ago. Like, basically, let me sum it up for you. Like, already at this moment of time, 107, 108, you should have been on the B site playing with a Cypher and Sage. 107, 108.
मिड आया.
Now in this 1v1, like, your best bet is to gamble on one of these two bomb sites. Take an angle where this enemy can only peek you from face forward, and that's it. Like the worst mistake you can do right now is being too overexposed. To way too many, like, angles from which this clove can surprise you. Sure, we can check the top mid here. Okay, she's actually just running A.
Spike planted.
Now, in these 1v1s, one thing that players do really bad is they don't play enough with the enemy mind. And that is so easy in these lobbies. Like, for example, here. Like, you know, we have all of the utility. And the advantage. You know, health advantage. We can clear the smoke, jump spot this clove, you know, then use one smoke here, use one smoke there, walk back into the city. Like, you still have minimum 29, 28 seconds to defuse the spike. Then with the dash ability, we can clear this area of the map. Clove at that moment of time is under a lot of pressure. She doesn't know where the fuck she can expect us, because once we smoke this and this, she doesn't know if we scaled up, if we moved into the main, if we went there, here. Like, she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. She might as well think that we're in the site if she was playing from the aim and area of the map. And from the CT, we're just clearing one angle at a time, no crossfire setups at all. Like, Clove cannot surprise us at all. You're in a control of this 1v1.
He's 120.
And of course, like, you know, like, that's why I said we should clear this smoke, because she can push it. Like, that was always an option. So first round B, second round A default, third round B default, fourth round A site. Good job. Now, listen, if you want to do this type of a peek from the right side, whether or not you can do it depends on enemy's team composition. Like, enemies have the Gecko, enemies have the Cypher. So we need to tell our Omen, Omen, please destroy the Cypher camera on the right side. Omen, please destroy the Gecko's utility, the Flash Wingman and shit like that. If your teammates don't want to listen to you, they don't want to cooperate, you cannot go for this peek from the right side. You need to peek the enemies from the elbow. Like, what you can and cannot do in a game of Valorant depends on what type of teammates you get and what type of enemies you get, as well as both team compositions.
Okay. Down B. My turn.
चलो
Same as before. Just at least in the first 4 rounds, like, just prioritize fast rotations and play with your teammates, and that's it. I mean, you know, your teammates on B just kill the enemy Clove. What do you think enemies are gonna do with that ultimate? Well, they're just gonna run down on B. And even worse, if the Clove kills the Cypher or kills the Raze, not only that enemies will take B set for free, but they'll take all of this additional space in the market and CT. Just run. Run. What are you searching? Like, who are you searching? Fuck this Cypher, man. Fuck the lurks, fuck the flanks. Like, you worry about the lurks and flanks when you see that enemies love to lurk and flank. And when you have the information for that. You're not trying to make up some shit in your mind in that specific round. You know, if you think that Cypher is behind you, okay, like, you know, as you're scaling up with, you know, as you're going for a retake with your Omen, like, you look at this, then, like, focus on clearing this, focus on clearing this, occasionally check your back. Your teammates are moving in, let's focus on the execute, you know, like, let's focus on taking the kills here and taking the space. And then we clear the site. We didn't see the Cypher at all. Now is the time to be ready for that type of a shit.
Spike play.
That
Jett 80. Jett के अपना
like, once again, in this round as well, like, already, okay, so we knew that enemies are pushing B. Just a moment. Here. And there is a spike as well. 134. So I'm running. Knife out. Running. Running with Omen. 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 Running. Like, already here. 120. You should be around your race. And supporting your race. Like, that's how fast you need to rotate in ranked solo queue. When you get such information that we talked about. If you don't do that on a map such as Sunset, good luck.
Spike play.
I mean, you're not gonna have fun at all.
Jett 80. Jett के अपना raise 80.
To be honest, in this round, like, you should not even try to win this round. I know that even if you die, you're gonna have the ultimate, and you have the weapon for the next round. But we're winning 3-0. Our Sage is AFK. Like, not only that we need to save this operator for the next round, but also we need to waste a bit of time so that our Sage can come back and actually play this game with us. Maybe you can go for some exit kills here. That would be fine. To build up your ultimate economy and to damage the enemy's economy a bit. But trying to win this round is just stupid. You don't need to win every round in Valorant. And not every round is winnable. Every match is winnable. Not every round is. And you don't need to win every round. Here, damaging the enemy's economy is far more important than winning this round. Or trying to win this round. And saving our own economy. And this fucking operator.
Save कर ले, save कर ले.
Go. Yeah. Okay, we're using Sage as a drone.
इधर गया ये.
Okay, good. Good decision. Now in this next round, what should we use to read the enemies? We should use the rule of 3 executes. 2 times in a row, enemies went B. In the third round, we play where we start on the A site. And that's it. Now, if he was on Neon, say, Neon will start on A, sounds to be optimal. You start on A and B only when you're 90% certain that enemies will just do a A split, B split, or A push, B push. That's it. Or if you or your team wants to fight for some map control and take some map from the enemy team. Some area of the map. Omen is still superior to Harbor, by far, man. Like, literally, this new Harbor is a joke, man. Like, joke of a rework. It's a rework in a good direction. You know, like, when Yoru got reworked, we all knew Yoru is gonna be amazing. And we were all like, you know? But this rework is like way too weak for this agent to be played in as any solo controller or in any team composition. Like, I would rather have Astra, Viper, any other controller in my team as a solo controller. Like, I would have Viper over the Harbor as a solo controller on Sunset, Haven, on the maps where Viper cannot even work as a solo controller at all. Like, that's how bad it is. He is better now for ranked solo queue. Obviously, he is better, but he is like bottom of the bottom still. Especially in this round, man, like, we need to gamble a bit more. You know, I know there's a chance that the enemies will push maybe B or do a B split again or some shit like that. But you have, you know, in some rounds, we should trust our teammates a bit. Race has the ultimate on B. We have a full Cypher setup on B. We have 3 teammates on B. Sunset is a very small map with a very fast rotations anyways. You start on the A site. Cypher keeps his trip on top mid. And 3 of your teammates are defending the B side push. Seems fair. Omen can also use a 1-way smoke. Like, I don't see a reason why my teammates would not be able to stop this execute. This peak was horrible. Like, literally, like, what the fuck are we doing? First of all, you're exposing yourself to the enemies before your dash ability is activated. Okay, that is never good. Second of all, you don't respect angle perception disadvantage at all. Like, already here, the enemies see your shoulder, even you don't see them. Like, if I want to aggressively engage enemies here, I'm gonna come up, you know, whatever, like, you can play however you want. Activate that dash ability, and just go for... But, listen, in my opinion, a much better idea here is the following. Like, if the enemies are already, you know, peeking this angle, like, just hold this position with the operator, try to kill that guy, and then with a dash ability, and in this position, we can try to get another kill. On timing, or we can actually hold an off angle like this and try to get a kill. You know, enemies use the early Gecko flash. Okay, we don't need to worry about the flash anymore. We can just kill a guy here, activate the dash ability, kill a guy maybe here, or maybe kill the guy when you know, when they're moving through this choke point. Now we can get on top of the market, kill another dude that is moving in, and that's it. Like, personally, instead of just using dash ability for my first fight, I would much rather use some kind of a tight angle or a safe fight like this, and then use the dash ability to get one more kill, instead of using my dash ability just for one gunfight.
A पे, A पे.
Okay. Sorry, Batro, 18. Okay. Sage went to the bathroom. Respect, you know. She's back now. Very good economy management. If you're playing ultimate as your main weapon in a specific round, like combine it with some other weapon. You know, you can play ultimate, heavy shield, and maybe a shorty, or a sheriff, or a stinger. You know, some light buy, maybe a bucky. I don't know. Depends how much money you have in the pocket. Okay, very good, very good. Ooh, ma la la lula bro bo. I just invented a new language. Okay, okay. We'll talk about your mechanical problems at the end of this VOD review. We don't need to cover that now. That was just purely mechanical, and that type of fight you need to win.
Clear.
And as I already said, if it is too hard for you to read the enemies, or you don't know where the enemies are gonna go, fuck it. Just start around the market and top mid. Don't risk it. How you're holding this angle is also a bit risky in my opinion. You know, for an example, these default positions that are spammable, and where you are already in some kind of an angle perception disadvantage, you cannot really hold like this. You know, because after a shot, if you miss that shot, or if multiple enemies peek you, they have a lot of time to spam you back and kill you. You know, these type of angles I would usually hold very tight. Like, for example, this box. I would flatten this box completely and just hold it like this. This is okay, for an example. You place your crosshair far left, and you're trying to catch the enemy's movement from right to left. If enemies appear here with a jiggle peek or a slow peek, just small micro correction to the right side, and that's it. And even if you miss a shot here, you can pretty fast get the fuck away from this box and reposition on some secondary angle. Okay, now, how fast or how slow do you rotate on a specific map is not only decided by the map design, it is also decided by what did you see in the previous rounds. Basically, the first 4 rounds of Valorant will usually tell you everything that you need to know about the enemies. Why? Because players in Valorant are a lot of the times autopiloting. Most of the times they're autopiloting. Players in Valorant have very shallow playbooks and very shallow playstyles. Like, they like to repeat the same shit over and over again. Even if that shit doesn't work for them, they're willing to lose 10 rounds in a row by abusing the same shit that is not working. So, if you already see for the first 6 rounds that enemies are just mostly playing together as 5, committing to these executes, and the spike is going either A main or B main, you can already rotate. You know, maybe support your Cypher on mid. Cypher has 2 tripwires for elbow and A short. If the enemies decide to go A, we will have the info about it. Right now, it is far more important for us to play with the Cypher on mid, and this allows the enemies to rotate from B main to A, rather than keeping A main control and gambling that your teammates are gonna survive, enemies are gonna go spawn, and enemies are gonna come to your crosshair. That's too much of a gamble. Just play on the information that you have from the previous rounds and from the current round, and you'll be totally fine. Because your teammates proved you. Your teammates proved to you in the 3rd round. They are more than capable to lose 1 versus 4. More than capable. After that 3rd round, where 4 of your teammates died from the clove, I'm not trusting my teammates with anything ever again. If I'm not there to support them, if you already have numbers advantage, like, I'm gonna use them as the drones and as the tools to fight the enemies together. As much as I can. And I'm not gonna trust them with any job. Penny is too much for them, man. This is generally the problem of you not being... This is a very general problem in Valorant. Like, a lot of players in Valorant, they think they're playing the game. They think they're actually grinding ranked. They think that they're actually doing everything to win a specific match. But a very small amount of players is actually actively present in the game. Like, you need to respond on the information that is given to you. Like, you cannot waste 30 seconds of a round doing absolutely fucking nothing that is useless at that moment of time. You cannot just be focused on what you should do or what your teammates should do. You need to be focused on everything. What are the enemies doing? Basically, through 1 round of Valorant, you should ask yourself minimum 5 to 6 questions. And that is like a minimum. For example, at the start of the round. Like, where do I think enemies are gonna go next? And, you know, what I think enemies are gonna do. Then second question is basically, can I trust my teammates by defending certain positions while I'm trying to counter the enemies? Or should I counter the enemies and take the whole control of a round in my own hands? Then third thing is, like, how should I position myself at the start of that round? What is the most optimal way to get the most out of my agent and to counter the enemies? Then round starts, you're asking yourself, like, you know, what consistently you're checking the minimap to see what are your teammates doing, where are the enemies, where are the icons, where is the spike, and what's happening. And then in the middle of the round, like, you have at least 3 additional questions that you will have to answer based on certain sequences in which enemies and your teammates put you in. You cannot just autopilot, like, I mean, it's not even autopiloting. Like, you just need to be more active in a game. Like, search, like, instead of being reactive, actively try to search for information and try to make some sense out of a current round that you're playing. Okay, enemies try to do a B push, my teammates stop them. What are enemies gonna do? They have 2 options only. They're either gonna cut the noise and commit with a push, or they will immediately go back. But, considering that my Cypher is pushing the enemies from behind, I might as well just play with that Cypher and fully cut off enemies' rotation before they even have a chance to take mid control and A site. Instead of me waiting 1 minute for enemies to potentially go here. But because enemies have 2 different things that they can do. They can cut the noise and commit to the push, or go back. I cannot gamble on just staying in this position and holding this spot. That is completely wasted time in your gameplay. Like this is maybe the biggest problem that needs to be fixed in your overall gameplay. You're just wasting your time holding the angles, holding the positions, that mean nothing for you at that moment of time. And this can cost you a lot, especially on fast rotation maps, such as Sunset, Pearl, Split, Ascent, Fracture, and, I don't know, Corrode. Like, on these maps, you cannot have so much wasted time, like, just, you know, doing nothing proactively. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we should have been there with that guy. We should have killed that Clove. Maybe Cypher didn't have to die. Maybe we would have killed the Clove, Cypher is alive, we are 4v3 now. Fuck. like, how would I summarize this round? Fuck. Literally, like... Now, I don't know what to tell you, what you should do, to be honest. Like, yeah, probably the best idea is to go top mid and try to intercept the enemies and maybe try to kill some enemies on mid with the op. And leave the A set open. Because if enemies go for a B split, or they take the mid control as well, this round is fuck. Basically, like, you know, it's all over.
I know exactly where.
Oh my lord. I didn't see that. Good bait. I love this a lot, like there's nothing better he could have done. And I hear... We need to check that mid, man. Market is open. Our teammates are completely just look at the minimap. I need to activate my biggest enemy. This shit is my biggest enemy, I swear to God. I don't know how to use it. But I need to activate my biggest enemy. It is because of this Scheiße. What the fuck? This Scheiße is making... But why? I don't get it. Is it this Scheiße that's making this shit? Yeah. What the fuck? So the... so what's my biggest enemy is the epic pen, bro. Like, I don't know how to use it. And, you know, I always fuck up the keybinds. So, your Raze is there. She has no idea which game he is playing and what the fuck he is playing, you know? Look at her. Like, open from the market. This guy, enemies can go CT. We need to take this mid control now. And to fight enemies mid. Why the epic pen is, like, making this shit happen? Anyone knows why? Maybe settings. Each tool track its own size. Remember, start on this later. Well, I guess I'm not gonna find out today. We're definitely not gonna find out today, because I don't know what these settings even mean. Like, because of the epic pen, I have this this invisible taskbar down here. And it's so weird. Whatever. I will just deal with it. At least I figured out, like, why this shit is happening. Okay. It's not the game. It's not the game. Like, is this epic pen, like, is doing something? Okay, never mind. Let's go. So yeah, you cannot. Like, okay, you know, right now we were a bit lucky that Cypher just swung that angle and he got baited, but with so little map control, like, this was a huge gamble. A huge gamble, because enemies, I don't know, like, could have easily demolished your Omen and Raze. Okay, tell me, what do you do now? Enemies can still be mid. Enemies can also be A main. What do we do in this 3v2 situation? Okay, the time is over. for, you know, do you want to be a millionaire in Valorant? You just take a position where you can see every single angle from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time, while you're also disallowing enemies to fuck up your teammates on timing. So the best spot we can take right now, while our Omen is rotating, and while our teammates are making a move towards us, is basically to take this spot right here. You'll see the enemies, you know, going from A short, going from the CT as well, going from top mid as well, and that's it. If we're too scared to play a spot like this, we can also play, you know, we can just rotate completely, leave all of this to the enemy team, and just play with our teammates. It is absolutely fine. The worst thing we can do right now is stay here. Or maybe even do this. We don't know if one enemy is still top mid. We don't know how much space enemies have taken in elbow and sight. We don't need to risk it. How do you know enemies are not CT right now? Or short?
जाना आगे जाना जेट.
If the game is in window full screen, it will cover the taskbar, but still let other windows show above it. Try putting the game in full screen. I cannot put it in full screen because then it's harder for me to alt-tab. You know? When I need to show something in game.
Spike planted.
एक elbow है.
This is possibly the worst situation that can happen to you during the retakes. So, Raze playing alone. 1 versus X. Omen playing alone. 1 versus Sex. You playing alone. 1 versus Sex. We are fucked. And not in a good way. Like, basically, right now, I would... Like, what is the best... What would have been the best decision? First of all, when you play with the operator, you always, but you always want to trade the operator for an automatic weapon if you're going for the retakes. Even in the postplane sometimes. Like 90%, 99% of times. We should have picked up the Vandal from the dead Cypher in top mid. Now, if our Raze is going for this solo flank lurk missione, you know, let her. No problem. We cannot play together as 3. That would be too much and that would be cluttering. But instead of playing alone with the operator from CT, we pick up that Vandal. We wait for the Raze to lurk a bit. You know, Raze, we need to wait for the Raze to come basically somewhere here before we can make a move from this position. And then, whatever Omen wants to do. Okay, Omen wants to go for this type of a retake. Let's do it. No problemo. Let's go for it. I have no problems with that. But you going CT, this guy going short, and this guy going behind the enemies, you need to correct these type of sequences. And the only way to correct it is by picking a Vandal from the Cypher. That Cypher. Playing with the Omen. And waiting for the Raze to lurk a bit. You know, to come a bit closer.
एक elbow है.
Now listen, like, when it comes to this type of a fight that you have taken,
एक elbow.
so taking this fight with the dash ability was totally fine. Just the, you know, angle these two angles kind of fucked you up a bit, which is fine. Karoshi! Welcome to stream, thank you, man. Okay. So, I just want to focus on this second fight.
एक elbow है.
On this shit here. Like, whenever enemies are close to you, like, using the updraft and taking this fight alone is never an option. Unless you have the teammates that can peek below you, or you're playing the ultimate and you just wanna, you know, do this. If enemies can already hear your updraft, the only viable thing that you can do with updraft is fake the enemies. You know? Like basically, pull out the shorty during the updraft, do this, and now take this type of a fight. Make the enemy raise think that you went up, mask the drop with a bullet, and then take a fight. Otherwise, taking this fight is just a suicide. The guy knows about you. You have 30 HP. The guy, enemy raise can literally you're dead. Like he can be Ray Charles and kill you on that position. Probably, you know, because he is a Daredevil and he has a supersonic whatever. But you know, and not to mention that you're not even ready for this fight. I mean, if you already decide to updraft there with the operator, we're not playing Call of Duty. It takes some time to actually scope in with this operator. You need to updraft behind the cover, and now we can go for a crouch peek, wider, I mean, some kind of a peek. Like, you made so many mistakes in one round, and literally, this round is the prime example of probably 60% of your problems that you have on the defender side of most of the maps in Valorant. But the whole fuckery started when you decided to waste 40 seconds of a round holding the aim in position while your Cypher is lurking behind the enemies and doing something proactively. That's where we lost this round. Listen, no matter what type of strategy you want to do with, we want to play shorty. Keep the classic pistol somewhere. Why not? You know? I mean, a much better setup here would be the following. Like, let me recorrect this setup with a Raze. So, Raze is playing in that corner. We need to bait for her. We can drop a shorty here, get a classic pistol. Raze does a nade. We can jiggle peek the enemies, fight them here a bit. We can take the fight here with the enemies with a dash ability, try to kill them there. Then on this position we can go for a triple shot, then take a shorty. We did an amazing, like, the only way for Raze to get clear there is if enemies are super aware and they spam that box. Enemies are actually following the good fundamentals in this game and they're gonna actually clear that angle like a normal human beings. Or they use some utility, but they don't have recon utilities to... enough recon utilities to clear that angle. Then when the enemies are pushing you, you can just smoke yourself off. You know, tell Omen to smoke you off. Get in a smoke and you can trade yourself for 1, 2, 3 kills. Like maybe you get 1 or 2 kills before you die. Plus your Raze has really high chances of getting a kill as well. And once again, even in this round, you're losing like 1 or 2 chances to potentially deal some damage onto the enemies before you decide to kill them with a shorty. I mean, classic pistol is still a pistol. It still shoots bullets based on my latest calculations and you know, documents. So even by you doing this, maybe that can be 1 headshot. You know, you never know. Like maybe this can be a 2nd headshot. Maybe this can be a 3rd headshot. Maybe this can be a 4th headshot. And then the final straw.
Monster on the loose.
Okay. What the fuck? Sage died there. What? What the fuck? Okay, I mean here, like, first of all, if you already get jizzed on by the Gecko's Dizzy, I think that is a moment of time where universe is telling you that we should activate a dash ability. And you know, it's okay that you went into this smoke, but already here you should have a dash ability ready. And when you see a guy like this staring at your soul, we go for one shorty shot, dash away immediately, reset, and maybe we can take another kill. I don't know, like. Also, a really good setup in this round would be a bait setup with a Sage wall. Like, that is something that I don't see players do enough. Like, you know, maybe you don't need to buy a shorty. Maybe you can get a Sheriff. And Raze can still play here with a Bucky. You tell the Sage to wall you off at the start of the round, like this. Sage can create some kind of a wall where she can play on top of the wall. You know, maybe she can play on the left side here and go for the jiggle picks. You play on the bottom part of the wall. And then, on timing, we can pick the enemies with a dash ability. Then, they're probably never gonna expect you in front of the wall here. Then, you're probably gonna die in this setup. If you don't have the updraft, you're probably gonna die. But then, Sage can be a second contact. She can take the second kill. And then your Raze, that is playing in this corner, she can also take like maybe 1 or 2 kills. And if players in Diamond expect that type of a setup, I'm gonna chop off my fucking penis right now and donate it to the CCP immediately.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, this match is very interesting and I want to speak about it briefly, like when it comes to enemies' pattern of pushing. In the first 6 rounds of a match, like I say that in the first 4 to 6 rounds, you will notice everything. You will get all of the information that you need about the enemies. Like what they prioritize, what is their playstyle, and everything. In the first 4 to 6 rounds, if you already notice that enemies are super focused only onto one bomb site and one specific execute or one specific like a pattern, that's it. For the rest of the match, you can just gamble on that, and that's it. You know, like you can. So starting round right now on the B side is totally fine.
What?
Just I think that with a Omen, Raze, Jett and Sage and Cypher, but we can have some pretty interesting setups on on a defender side of B set of Sunset. Like I don't know what, you know, why are we playing so passively? What the fuck, bro? Like, okay, we think enemies are gonna go B again. We can try that Sage setup, you know, where maybe 2 people can play from top of the wall, while you're trying to surprise the enemies here with the dash ability, and then even you can updraft. Imagine 3 people playing on top of the wall here. I mean, you, Raze, and Sage. What the fuck? Then, like, we can fight for... If we already are so certain that enemies are gonna go B, let's fight for it. Enemy Raze has the ultimate. Like, I mean, it's not gonna be fun defending the B site against that ultimate. Maybe we can tell the Omen to use a smoke here, use a Paranoia. Let's take the full beam and area the map with Raze and you and Omen Paranoia. We can tell Omen to use a one-way smoke here instead of a regular smoke. Let's see how the enemies are gonna push then. You know? Oh, this was so lucky, man. Like this was, like this is that RNG factor of Valorant that, I mean, that's why you cannot complain when something like this happens to you as well. The guy literally killed the only threat that we had in this round. Like, yeah, I guess good job. Phantom better than Vendel. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that someone got punished because of this. Brother, you're playing Killjoy. There's nobody top mid. You need to have an alarm bot or turret on top mid. You're playing Cypher. You need to have one tripwire for top mid. You're playing Vito. Your trip needs to be on top mid if you have nobody top mid. Chamber, top mid trademark. Any other sentinel with some reveal or recon ability. Top fucking mid, bro. Like, how can this be open to the enemy team? Like, you need to, like, as I told you already, on a defender side, most of the times, the only thing you need to control is if you need is your sentinels. If they're giving you some stupid setup that is leaving a lot of the gaps open and it makes no sense. Your controllers, if you need a specific smoke for a specific, aggression to take space and stuff like that. And all of the other agents are just if you need some specific utility from them. But the first thing that you should take a look into is what type of a setup this imbecile has. Payback time, I guess. Karma is a bitch, you know?
Spike planted.
This whole round is just a luck simulator, to be honest. Like, for example, here, once again, you are standing in the smokes before you're ready to do something about it. Like, it is mega dangerous for you to stand anywhere in this line of sight at this moment of time. Like, you cannot do that. What if enemies do exactly what they did to your Omen? Like, you stand in this line of sight once you're ready to go for some kind of a play. Then, this guy presents to you as a free kill. The Gecko Meister. You need to dash away and you need to reset yourself. Like, you do not swing out from this smoke. You don't know if 2 enemies are holding you. You don't know if 3 enemies are holding you. You don't know if 20 enemies are holding you behind this smoke. You created out of a 3v4, a 3v3, you should be satisfied. This kill here is just pure luck. Literally, like, you can never gamble, as I said already, on a fact that enemies are gonna be mechanically bad. Because you don't know. You know, you're always trying to take the fights that work in your favor, or are at least 50-50. This was not even 50-50, like, this clove should have killed you. You should have been punished for this shit, and you will be punished. As you already said, like, you're getting punished a lot when you play against high elo players. This is the reason why. An immortal player is not gonna miss this. An immortal player is gonna get you out of the server, straight to the coffin, and that's it. In this type of situation, you need to reset. And then use a Cypher to fight together. And also, like, never... Don't push the limits of your dash ability. Like, you know, if you cannot get some kind of a good fight, safe fight, or a decent fight with a dash ability, you don't need to force it too much. Like, you know, this dash ability already allowed you to take this fight with the Gecko. But pushing the limits here, and trying to get this kill as well, is too much. Subsol, we'll see, man.
Enemy remaining.
This second kill was fine. I mean, like, the smoke disappeared. We're fighting with a Cypher. It's okay. I mean, obviously. Good crosshair placement as well. Perfect. Now, in this 3v1, we fight together, we die together, we win together. Done. Bajahat! Fit! Welcome, man. Welcome.
मेरा trade लो. पीछे
That's well played by the enemy Jett. There is nothing else I can say here. Now, I would also not think that enemy Jett can be behind us at this moment of time. But once again, we didn't lose this round here. So we didn't lose the round here. We lost this round from the beginning. Like how passively we played. We don't have a trip for top mid. We're not rotating fast enough to help our teammates. Like, that's where, like, you're losing the rounds based on these type of shits.
Straight.
Okay, we have ultimate again. That's good. Okay, I mean, you know, same as with everything else, like, even initiators in ranked solo queue are gonna have a pretty consistent utility usage, unless they are me. When I play Sova, my teammates don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. Nobody knows what to expect. Maybe that's even better, like, to be honest. So, yeah, this Gecko was always using a flash for the B-man, so we cannot just peek it immediately. But let's see how you're gonna take these fights. Puppy, is Mumbai server has the same rank level as EU servers? I cannot really tell, man. Like, it is different coaching the players and looking them play as when you are actually playing the game. Like, I only played on Europe and North America, and I can tell you that NA is definitely easier than Europe. A lot easier. But when it comes to other servers, like, I'm just coaching players on these other servers, so I've noticed that APAC players, for an example, seem a bit more skilled than Europeans and NA. Especially mechanically, I would say. Then, like, I don't know, like it's hard to compare. Now listen, one problem here, how you're holding this angle, is your crosshair placement. Like, how far away your crosshair should be from an angle that you're holding depends on what you hear, what you see, and how do you think enemies are gonna peek you in that angle. If you already hear that enemies are, you know, basically making tons of footsteps, they're not going for a jiggle peek, they're not going for a slow peek, they're probably just gonna swing this angle like monkeys, your crosshair can never be like this. We cannot hug this angle. Like, our crosshair right now needs to be somewhere here. We need to get ready for the wide swing of the enemies and to catch their movement, you know, somewhere here. Basically, like, with your crosshair, like, you're always trying to catch the enemy's furthest peak. And you don't want to rely on both left and right flicks. With crosshair, you're trying to catch the enemy's furthest peak, and you should only be doing micro corrections towards one position, one side, either left or right. What is easier about NA? I don't know, man. When it comes to the skill level of the players, like, individually, I think the players are worse. But they're not... I don't know how to explain it, like... they're not worse, like, it's just that a lot of the players take ranked more as a hobby, fun experience, while EU is full-on sweaty pigs 24/7. In North America, like, you can kinda abuse, if you're a serious competitive player, it is easier to abuse, you know, that light-hearted mentality that NA players have. And easier to control the outcome of your matches. Then a lot of NA players, like, they literally take it as a hobby, you know, playing ranked as a hobby, as actually having fun. And the vibes are different. And the third thing is, like, communication is the, you know, like, especially in high elo lobbies, day and night. in Europe, comms don't exist. Like, I mean, in APEC is the same, to be honest. And playing a Valorant at the highest levels without good comms, but you might be like, what the fuck am I doing? I mean, what the fuck am I doing for the last 6 years? Updrift! Once again, I think that we could have played this much better, and we can find better solutions for these executes. Like, why don't you maybe go for a jiggle pick here to kill one enemy there? Why don't you maybe hide here, let the enemies peek that angle, and now you, with proper crosshair placement and peeker's advantage, BAM! Demolish the enemies. While you're trying to dodge the enemy Ray's ultimate. Why don't we maximize the updrift output? Okay, let's try to dodge that ultimate with the updrift. But then, instead of just getting away, let's dodge it like this. So we have another off angle, or maybe, as soon as you dashed away, why don't we just immediately go up there? Now let the Raze fire that ultimate. She can never kill you on this spot. Never. Like, she needs to be super lucky. She fires the rocket towards you. Chances that you die like this, 1%. What do you have Harbor rework? 5 out of 10. Good direction, good rework, just not enough. And some things just don't make sense. Still the worst agent in the game. Okay, not the worst agent in the game, just it doesn't make sense playing Harbor over other controllers. I don't know, like your Omen just died behind you. There is like a gun behind you, and you still decide to fight with the sheriff. I mean, the guy's literally there dead, like. Now listen, when it comes to the classic pistol, when you're going for a triple shot, like, you cannot use a triple shot like this because it's too much of a gamble. Like, you can maximum use 2 triple shots before you just go for a left clicks again. 1 triple shot, third is already too much of a gamble. Already too much of a gamble. Like, the bullets can go literally anywhere, even on this range. So if you do this, bam, bam, you need to reset yourself and go for the shots again. But generally speaking, when you're fighting enemies with a classic pistol, even on a close range, usually you're trying first to nail 1 or 2 bullets into the enemy's head or body, you know? And then finishing off the enemies with a triple shot. It's actually magical how we won like 5 rounds on defense here. And it's fine that you're playing B from now on. Like, I mean, as I said, we should have started doing this from the round number 7. For the first 6 rounds, we noticed that enemies are just pushing B and mid. They don't give a shit about A side. Sure, yeah. Just, as I said, like, I feel that we have more options to stop the enemy's push, repel the enemy's push, and we can play better position on the B set overall. Like, you know, Omen has a paranoia, we can push the enemies with a paranoia. Like, basically, you know, some setups that we can do. Omen can use a one-way smoke for this, and we just hold this right angle here. Double hold it. Okay, we can do that. We can just take the full like, beam control with a Omen, raise ourselves and just fuck up the enemies completely. Squiddle, I know we didn't do a checkup. I'm gonna get on that starting from Saturday, I think. I have to finish 2 more VOD reviews this week and then I'm fully back on coaching. Sorry, man, like, I just had too much job to do. Too much job to do. Then, you know, we can bait the enemies with a raised wall. Maybe, Sage wall, sorry. Sage can maybe use a wall here as well. She can play on top of it as a one-way, while we play in this corner with a shotgun. Who knows? That can work as well in some eco rounds and halberd rounds. Then, when you are repositioning, you can, instead of holding the enemies, we can first hold the enemies, go for a burst fire, then you surprise the enemies, let the enemies peek you, and then you surprise them with a dash ability and peeking them with a crosshair placement and peeker's advantage. And then going back onto some secondary location, you know, third location, whatever. I think that you're wasting your dash ability too much for these initial fights. And you should use it for a second fight instead. Squidle, like, basically, you know, that Paris vacation completely fucked me up. And believe me or not, like, I had 9 people before you for the first checkup, man. 9 people, man. And right now, you're the second. Like, there was one more guy before you, like, I think his name is Whip Flash, or something like that. And then I'm gonna do yours, and then I'm finally back on track. The problem is, like, every day I'm doing at least one or two coaching sessions. Plus I have the stream, plus I need to make a YouTube videos. Plus, you know, the private questions, like, that takes so much time from me. And, like, you know how it goes, like. Sorry, but I promise, like, I have no more vacations until next year, like, I don't know, February or something like that, so we are gonna go back into the loop. You look tired as fuck, bro. Don't overwork, man. I'm not tired today. Like, for some reason, my voice is dying. My voice is just not working today. I mean, yesterday I had like 8 hours of coaching, so maybe that's the problem. Peter, why the girls whose voice is good, but appearance is opposite of their voice? That's my sexist community, bro. That's what I created. Racist and sexist. My fault, my fault. Okay. Okay. Now listen, another thing that you can kinda use to read enemies in Valorant are their ultimates as well. One thing that players are really stupid with is how and when they use their ultimates, and they are way too repetitive. Like, usually, if you see that the first time enemy Gecko used the ultimate on the B site, chances are that in that round when they have the Gecko's ultimate, is gonna be the B push again. So I would just gamble on that shit in this round, and I will once again play B site, unfortunately. Just, Valorant players are so mindless, so repetitive, like, so easy to read. Like, basically, on average, in ranked solo queue, you can be at least 80% of times right when it comes to predicting the enemies. And if you're not, you're not playing the game. You're just autopiloting, and that's it. Or you don't believe in yourself too much. But as a Jett player, Chamber player, Melee player, you need to believe in yourself, you know? You need to be a believer. This is not bad. When it comes to this angle, like, you don't need to hold it with a jiggle pick. It's totally fine just holding this angle tight while ADSing, going for one tap or a burst fire, and then using a dash ability to retake this fight, dashing away towards this position, and that can be like your secondary location where you play and where you fight the enemy short and in the elbow. Bro, I'm having too much fun with this Epic Pen. Stream is not sponsored, by the way. Epic Pen, if you wanna sponsor me, no problem, man. But I don't know how would you use the Epic Pen. Am I living in a parallel universe? Okay. If you killed anyone else instead of Clove, maybe do it like maybe scaling up here and taking more space with the dash ability would be okay. Of course, not dashing into the aim in, just peeking enemies with a dash ability and trying to take another kill. But you kill the enemy controller. Like, you need to ask yourself, why would the enemy controller play alone in a diamond elo in the aim in area of Sunset if there is not at least 1 or 2 more enemies with that guy? And even you killed a club. You may not. You're 5 versus 3 with a Sage ultimate. After this kill, you are literally, you don't exist anymore in this round as a solo carry player. After that, you're chilling, sipping your pina colada on the beach, bro, like relaxing, I don't know, watching Pornhub or something and waiting for a Clove to die, reconnecting with your teammates, and playing a 5v3 retake or just fighting with them on mid. That's your only job right now. Why would you ever dash towards this guy? And not only, you literally wasted a dash ability for this. You also have a dash ability. Let this idiot die. It's a wasted ultimate. She cannot kill anyone, anywhere. And so what? Enemies take the A side. Ooh. We have Omen ultimate, Cypher ultimate, Sage ultimate, your dash ability. You don't need to do anything anymore. That is one of the biggest mistakes that medium elo and low elo players make. You don't know when enough is enough. And enough is enough when you make true numbers advantage. And when you don't need to do anything anymore to win that round. Like, you get this kill. Your teammates get a kill. That's it. It's enough. Now we just need to play passively. We can still fight the enemies a bit from some safe angles with the dash ability and stuff like that. But you won the round right now, considering the ultimates and considering that you still have a dash ability. Now only God knows, like, who's gonna win this round. And you never want to rely on a God when it comes to winning rounds in Valorant. Nothing about sexist. Yeah. Okay. God was on our side this time. Okay, as you can see on the defender side, like, you have a lot of mistakes. But I would point out one mistake as your biggest one, to be honest. And your biggest mistake is definitely that you have an enormous amount of wasted time in your gameplay, where you should be doing something else instead of just anchoring certain position and holding some angle. And on a map such as Sunset, you have a lot of freedom as a Jett player. You're not playing any Sentinel, any Initiator. You can do whatever the fuck. Mundo does what he pleases, bro, like, you know? Mundo goes where he wants. And you should be like Dr. Mundo, bro. Now, attacker side. Okay, Sunset TLDR, even though all of this is already explained in every VOD review and in my playbook, but we need to do it. B side default side number 1 priority. A side number 2 priority. Mid area of the map number 3 priority in ranked solo queue. For the first 4 to 6 rounds, we should be playing together as 5, and you need to persuade your teammates to test the enemies on B and A. Basic default executes. Now, if that is not working for the first 4 to 6 rounds, then we turn our focus onto mid. We can maybe do some kind of a default, maybe some kind of a split onto B, maybe some kind of a split onto A, maybe just take the mid control and then decide what to do next. Now, when it comes to Sunset, if enemies have 1 or more hardcore sentinels, what is not a hardcore sentinel? Chamber and Veto. So enemies have one or more hardcore sentinels, such as Cypher, for an example. The best idea is push A site together as 5 for the first 3 rounds in a row, and then in a 4th round we can fake A go B, or fake B go A, or change our playstyle a bit. We want to test the enemies on A first as much as we can. When you're going A, you always prioritize the elbow control and pushing through the elbow almost in every round, unless your spike is going short and you need to support your teammates there. And if your teammates are doing anything on mid, like 2 or more teammates, you always play with your teammates on mid and help them first before deciding what to do next. Overall, in the first round, because we're playing against the Cypher, we need to buy the classic light shield, smoke, and updraft. Because even though we are pre-assuming that enemy Cypher is gonna play on the B site, that is still just a pre-assumption based on general players' positioning and how players play in ranked solo queue. But maybe this Cypher is a smart player, maybe he's a dumb player, maybe he doesn't know what the fuck he's playing. So we need to execute the ASAP with a smoke, updraft, dash mechanic, because we just don't know what the fuck is gonna happen on A site. Classic light shield, smoke, updraft. Cypher camera for the A short, very good. We don't have an initiator, so we need to clear every angle properly. We need to scale up properly, use a lot of the jump spot mechanic as well. Use the dash ability to take a fight with the enemies, and that's it. Let's see what our friend is gonna do. So, all of these questions, you should have already answered before this round even begun. You look very happy and healthy recently, my brother. Good to see. I'm finally, after 5 years, I started taking care of my body and mind again, and quite a lot. I'm gonna take a bit of a rest from ranked solo queue grind. Like, it's gonna maybe take me maybe 1 or 2 more weeks until I get all of these habits into my... Until I fix all of my bad habits. You know, I stopped smoking like 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago, I started going to the gym regularly again, finally. I fixed my diet completely. Like, I'm not eating shit anymore. I'm taking millions of supplements and shit that I was usually taking when I was bodybuilding. And so far, I cannot complain. I just need 2 more weeks to develop all of this, to just keep these habits. I just don't know how did I stop smoking. Like, literally one day I just woke up and I was like, I don't want to smoke anymore. Like, it was so weird. And I was trying to do that for the last 5 years. Oh yeah, one thing that we need to be aware of here is Gecko. You know, this team composition can just fuck us up in 2 ways. Gecko with his early flash in aim-in, and generally with his flash, and Cypher with his setup. So if you're already going through the aim-in area of the map, we should be pre-aiming up above and ready to destroy this flash.
Yes.
What the fuck? How do you deal with drawbles? I can't, man. I don't know, man. Like, literally, I don't have any symptoms. I'm eating these nicotine bubblegums. You know? They have around 2 milligrams of nicotine. And I eat 1 pack of them per day. And I'm soon gonna drop this shit as well. Like, bubblegums help me a lot. Especially these nicotine bubblegums. They have the same aftertaste, like not the same, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, they keep me satisfied. But I need to drop this as well because it's bad for my guts. Very good reaction. This is always a good sign of a good Jett player. A player that instantly drops the smoke to cover himself up and his teammates if he gets flashed, stunned, or butt-fucked in some kind of a way. Very good. Let's keep it up. Oh, angle clearing, so sloppy, so bad. Insanity. You cannot clear the angles in Valorant like this. Like, in Valorant, when you're clearing the angles, you go one at a time. First of all. Also, you need to know where to expect the enemies as you're clearing the angles, which is explained in my ranked playbook for every single map. Then, we need to use the jump spot mechanic to clear most of the angles as well. And you always want to clear the angles as deep as possible. So, when is this angle cleared for me? When I see this line in the wall. When is this angle cleared? When I see this line in the wall. And then I turn my focus onto the next angle. So, if I'm going here with a ghost, jiggle this, pre-peek that, jump spot this, check this off angle, check this position, jump spot this, move forward. Scaling up right, crosshair there, dash ability activated, clearing this angle, jump spot again, and we're going for our default smoke dash execute. I never tried nicotine gums. Basically, the nicotine patches are kind of like a scam. Like, it doesn't work. I don't know. It's... You're addicted to smoking not because of nicotine most of the time. It's just a fucking habit of holding something in the hands and the smoke. I mean, that's my addiction. Like, I just love the feeling of it. I don't care about nicotine. And I'm not taking these bubblegums because of fucking nicotine. I'm taking them because they have that aftertaste in the throat, like you would smoke a cigarette. Vapes, e-cigs and shit like that, don't use that. I think that is a bigger cancer than a fucking cigarette, in my opinion. Like, literally all of that electrical shit, bro, like... At least I know I'm, you know... I don't know. Like, I always felt weird about that. Especially vape, like, like... Vape tastes like straight up cancer. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, vape... I think when I tried vaping for the first time, I thought that I'm gonna die in the next 3 months. Maximum, like, maximum. And when it comes to electrical cigs, like, they fucked up my brain a lot. I was not having any pain in throat or lungs or something like that, but I was literally having a brain pain, bro. Like, it was so weird. Generally speaking, just go cold turkey. You know, one day wake up and be like, brother, I'm gonna be disciplined. At least in something in this fucking life. The problem is, like, you know, you're probably not gonna die because of smoking if you do it as a hobby. You know? If it is not your job to smoke. You smoke 1 or 2 per week or 1 per day, probably it's gonna be okay. But when you're smoking a whole pack per day, like, that's what... for example, in 2021, I think I was smoking like 3 per day. 3 packs per day. And of course, the money is a bit of a problem as well. Like, I mean, no matter how much money you have, like, probably spending like 15 euros per day for cigarettes is... What the fuck are we doing? What's your daily diet plan? Right now, I have only 2 meals per day and nothing else. Both meals I order online because they're very cheap. The first meal is chicken with sweet onion. And the second meal is the turkey with sweet onion. I take a lot of supplements for vitamins and shit like that because of my gut problems. I cannot eat any vegetables or fruits at all. Or any sweets at all as well. Like, I can only eat potatoes, apple, pear, and a few more stuff. I need to fix this shit. I have inflamed guts. My whole body is inflamed, basically, for the last year. So it's very simple. Like, it doesn't take many efforts. Like, I order both foods in the morning. They're like around... $10, I think, which is okay. You know, I would spend $10 to make these 2 dishes myself. So I'm like, look, I can spend $10 per day, like, and I'm not wasting my time that I can use for coaching and making content. It works pretty well. Like, I mean, especially I love when I it's very easy to be in a habit of something when it is monotone. At least for me. You know? Like, basically, I can just, you know, I don't need to think what to make, what to do. Like, okay, I eat these 2 shits, like, I can stick to it for at least 2 months. And then I can mix it up when I have more free time and more willpower to... When I get into a habit of doing this stuff. And eating this stuff.
Heal there.
Which supplements do you use? For everything. For everything. Like, I have a list here, like, I'm gonna tell you right now. Just a second. So, I'm using right now notes. Just a moment. I'm using... there's a supplement called Tribulus Maximus. I'm using that for the testosterone a bit. Even though I don't need it, you know, my hair is falling apart and I have very high test levels, but it helps me a lot. Omega-3. There's something called neuronal. That's a medical... I don't know how to explain it. What is that for? Like, I have problems with my nervous system a bit. And certain vitamins, so I'm taking that shit. Vitamin A plus D. Then there's like resveratrol. That's like a lot of shit into one. By the way, I'm not taking this every day. You know, I have specific days when I take each, and I have one rest day. On Sundays, I don't take anything. I just let my organism reset a bit. Then multi-mineral complex. Then vitamin B complex, biotin 300, selene, zinc, vitamin D like tablets, magnesium like at the night, creatine, beta-alanine, and that's it, I think. And as I said, I don't take this like all of this shit during one day. Like I split it. You know, I have some breaks and certain days when it makes sense using all of this shit. Okay, when it comes to our friends, execute like better crosshair placement, better angle clearing. Let's try to jump spot more of the angles. We'll be fine.
Heal there.
This dash towards the backside was okay, considering that, you know, we have Omen Paranoia flying in. But, yeah. Maybe we should not tank down the paranoia. Hey, Pavito, how's the family? Pretty good, man. My father is cancer-free, finally. And, yeah. But much better than last year.
Geo plant.
सब मिड पे
Plant the spike.
I don't really know what this guy said. But whatever he said, like, I don't know why we're playing with a Sage. Like, you get in a post in Valorant. Like, what should be your main focus? Like, what are the questions that you need to answer? First question that you need to answer is... What the fuck are your teammates doing? Where are they playing? And is there any chance that your teammates go for some aggressive play? If the answer is yes, play with those teammates. Play with the teammates that have the highest chance of dying, and that are gonna like take the first fight. If everyone is playing passively in your team, then you ask yourself like, what the enemies can do during this retake to fuck us up, and which positions should I play based on what enemies can do. Like for example here, like the answer is pretty simple. If you see that your Raze looks towards the short, your Omen looks towards the short, CT is walled, and Sage has the elbow control, you play with Omen and Raze. Don't let them die alone. Generally in Valorant, like if you follow this one only rule, and you answer on just one question, you'll have a lot of success on both attack and defense. Who in my team right now has the highest chances of dying, and who should I use to play together to fight enemies together? If you answer correctly on that question 9 out of 10 times, you're already on a really good path. Papi, you think it's better to take pre-workout supplements instead of creatine? Creatine is amazing, man. Like, literally, creatine is a cheat code in gym. Like, the amount of strength and amount of, it's such a go-to supplement. I never had any side effects from it, so you should, you know, consult yourself with your doctor and if you can take it and stuff like that, but, brother, like, if I, like, that shit is just, you know, goated.
One enemy remaining.
Hello, Mr. Reis. Oh,
भाई मेरे को ही पेज
maybe play with Omen. Play with Omen. Okay, Omen is gonna deal with that. Anka, I started playing a league. What's a good beginner champ? Maybe go in the jungle and pick Evelyn. Basically, Evelyn is like a cheat code from going from Iron 1 to at least Emerald 4. You're invincible. Literally. It's very easy to set up the place with the WQ and ultimate combo. She's not the best champion, you know, after Emerald and Diamond, but it's pretty easy to play her and to understand the pathings and to help your teammates as well. Because in low elo, nobody expects, you know, nobody respects your invisibility. And it's also a really good fighting champion as well. Like, I mean, if you have a good start in the first 10 minutes, you can just delete anyone on the map. Do you have any tips for Ari in mid? Ari is also good. And, you know, playing mid lane is not a bad idea for that elo. I probably have a lot of tips, but, you know, I don't know how to... We're doing Valorant coaching now. But maybe in the future league, when I get better at league, like, I got Challenger like 10 years ago, the league changed a lot. But Evelyn is still good. I got Emerald 4 with Evelyn in 60 games.
We find you again.
ये क्लियर है
Well, I guess like there's a first time for everything. Just one question: is Ari beginner friendly? I guess it's okay. You know, it's not that complicated in my opinion. Every ability is very straightforward. You have a lot of self-sustainability, escape tools as well. Like I think it's okay. Farming and laning it should be easy against most champs. Which consider challenges harder. Radiant is a joke. Getting Radiant is a joke compared to Challenger.
ये क्लियर है
What Cypher meant is that, you know, the A short is clear.
क्या है ये बंदे ये सब
Try to jump spot a bit more. Maybe Cypher is cheating, or maybe stream sniping. Try to jump spot a bit more and focus on better angle clearing. Like, the thing is, like, when you're below, let's say, Ascendant 1, like, you should always try to focus yourself on proper pathing, proper executes, proper angle clearing, proper crosshair placement no matter what. Just to keep it as a good habit. Even if you know that there is a very low chance that an enemy is there, still do it. Just to keep that good habit flowing and, you know, later when you become a better player, you will know when to go for this peak, that peak, when to speed up a bit, and you will realize that enemies can and cannot be somewhere. I'm brand new to Valorant, playing for 3 weeks, just hit level 20, struggling with ranked. I'm very iron. Played RFPS games and got a lot of bad habits to unlearn. Reckon you get me to gold? That's my job, basically. And like I don't think you have any bad habits yet. You know, 3 weeks is nothing, man. Right now I'm coaching a like for the first time ever. I'm coaching a player that didn't even play ranked ever. And it is such a fun, such an enjoyable experience, and so much better when I'm coaching a Immortal 1 Hearthstone for the last like 6 fucking years, and the guy has like habits that a gold player has. You know, that's a problem. You're new to the game. Players like you are so easy to recorrect, to move in the right direction, and it's an easy job. As a Yoru main, what other characters should I be focusing on? He is an outplay type of character. You know? So, maybe Omen. Jett, Omen would be my top picks. You think I can one-trick to Immortal with Phoenix? Absolutely. Phoenix is a very stable type of pick. Very consistent agent. He's not gonna, you know, he's not versatile, but good self-sustainability, and if you're a good Phoenix main, probably you can easily just, we can just easily speed up your process to Immortal at least. You know, after Immortal he kind of falls off a bit because there's better picks, but up to Immortal 3 I think that, yeah, you can one-trick Phoenix quite easily. What's your one-on-one coaching rate? Depends on your budget and what you want to get, man. I have 5 coaching plans, intentionally. Depending what you want to achieve, what you want to do with me, what level of support you want to have, like, it's really up to you. You also have free giveaways on my Discord server for coaching. I make at least like 3 giveaways per month. So you can get into that as well. Like, yeah. Just join my Discord server and at hashtag book a session, you have everything explained. That's the text channel. Here. Okay. That nade is better than our raise. Very good decision here to play with your raise, love it. We need to activate our... That is walled. No passage. No passage at the CT. We just focus on fighting with our teammates, where the fight is gonna happen right now.
दो जगह अभी भी spawn पे उधर से आ रहे हैं left में से
Holy shit, man, like I don't know why didn't you lower down the voice comm of this cipher? Like, this guy is so loud, man. Like, how can you focus and play the game with this like with this guy shouting at your ears?
left दो जन
And what this is literally the same mistake that you make on a defender side, just the attacker side version of it. You're wasting your time. What are you doing here? Why are you holding this angle
उधर से आ रहे
when you see that based on your teammates' movement, they're going to peek it? This is a same wasted time that you have on a defender side as well. If your teammates want to fight here, in an anti-eco round, 4 versus 3, your only job is to speed up, get close to your teammates, and be ready to peek once they get the contact with the enemies. And with the dash ability, of course.
हैं left में left दो जन
Now listen, a lot of the players tell me like, but Charlatan, these guys should not be peeking there. How do you expect me to control them? And what am I? Fucking Dr. Xavier? I'm not bald yet and not in a wheelchair still. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. But your best bet is to pre-assume 2 steps ahead. If your teammates look this aggressive, you know, they're already in front of you. They, you know, like, they're moving towards that angle. They're gonna take that fight. Pre-assume that they will take it. In the worst case scenario, if they back off, we back off together, nothing happens.
उधर से आ रहे हैं left में left दो जन
Like, generally speaking, when you're playing with your teammates in ranked solo, you should always pre-assume the worst case scenario. You know? Whatever is the worst case scenario at that moment of time. Okay, fighting with the ADS here is a good idea. Just, when it comes to mechanical problems, like, you have a lot of them that we need to focus on. And the reason why I didn't want to speak about them is because I need to watch this VOD review one more time, and then I'm gonna create some warm-up and aim training for you. Because there's so many missed shots that you have in this match, so many of these micro problems, like from gunplay to crosshair placement, micro corrections, like no matter what type of advice I give you here, it's not gonna work. We need to train this shit in the game.
Last player standing.
But we don't need to be in this situation, right? We could have just played with our teammates, fight with them. And I don't know what's happening here. Like, who are you afraid of on the right side? How you don't see a wall there that is not broken? And even if that wall is broken, if you already know that a fight is gonna break down here, just fight for that area of the map. Let's finish that fight first, right here, before we focus onto our anal cavity and onto potential enemies that are coming through CT. Unless these enemies are super close, but they are not.
Player standing.
Like, for example, you didn't lose this round, but you definitely didn't win it, and you didn't have to lose it.
Get mid.
Yeah, we should go A again, definitely. Let's create this pattern of 3 times pushing on A. We're gonna apply enormous amount of pressure onto the A site, and then we can do some kind of a fake. Please do league coaching. I'll start league coaching when I get master tier. I promise.
Yes.
Minimum master tier. Going mid in this eco round is just a suicide. I would not advise you to do that. Way too many long-range corridors, way too many medium-range corridors, way too many mistakes that your teammates can make. On Sunset, if you're already playing the eco round for the first time on the attacker's side, just call for the 5-man push A or 5-man push B. Because we know on the B side, there is a Cypher there with a full setup. Let's go A again, let's try to kill these enemies with a shorty, 2 smokes, let's try to close the gap with them, that's it. Whatever the fuck we're doing right now is bad. Have you tried Battlefield 6 multiplayer? Yes, it's really fun and really good. Just, I'm playing Battle Royale in this moment. I'm playing I'm grinding the shit out of Battle Royale. It's so good. I mean, it's good with the friends, of course, like, you know, duo queue and squads. But Battlefield is boring when you play it alone. And I think they should add some kind of a leaderboard and rank system. In that way, the game is gonna stay alive longer. And maybe have some esports as well. That game really needs esports to stay alive for more than 3 months. Nothing better you could have done, but so we're taking mid control in an eco round with a classic pistol. Taking this fight, or even considering to take this fight, is just a suicide. Why don't we have a top mid smoke? Like, the only thing we can do in eco round, if we're going mid, is we smoke off this, take the mid control, and now we decide what we can do next. Maybe we can smoke, you know, this or this, and do some kind of a split. Maybe we can just break the market doors and try to do a B split. But just taking mid with the pistols in an eco round and forcing this type of a fight, I don't know what do you expect is gonna happen. Jesus Christ, man, these guys are loud. I don't know how our team has won this round, and I'm not even gonna ask. Brother, every time I'm coaching players from Mumbai, India in general, bro, no chill, man. No chill. Like, decibels, maximum. Maximum. Like, no matter if they're friendly or not, they sound unfriendly. like, bro, can we speak like a bit, you know, can we not yell every round? You're talking about Resik. Yeah, Resik. If you keep up Valorant Radiant lobbies, it won't be too far in the future. The bold effects, yeah, absolutely. You have a pathing guide. In my ranked playbook on Discord server, you have a... I explained on every single map, every single pathing. Not all Indians, but always an Indian. I'm sorry. No, it's just too funny, man. Like, literally, you know, when I do backseat coaching with Indian players that I coach, but I cannot coach them, man. Because the teammates are always telling something, speaking something. I don't know if when they're angry, when they're toxic, when they're friendly, like, it's so weird. Listen, if I see this nade from your raise one more time, I'm gonna cut off my penis again and eat it live on stream. Like, what the fuck is that nade? Tell the raise that nade is useless. If this raise already wants to do some kind of a nade, let's do it for this position, so enemies cannot pick us here. Or she can bounce the nade from the railing here to drop here and to clear this spot. What is this? Like, what you wanna do? Like, what is this nade for? To make some damage onto this gecko here? Are we crazy? Like, that type of utility you can call to your teammates. Like, raise that nade is just wasted. You know, you don't use it there. Use it for anything else. It's okay. Use it for that, man. Dash ability. This is a bit of a problem, and this is the first time I've seen this problem in your gameplay. You're getting mollied by this gecko. He is around the corner now. You know that you will scale up right in a 50-50 fight. Dash ability needs to be activated. And we take this fight with the dash ability. And once again, your crosshair placement for this fight is very off. Like, that enemy knows that you're there. Yes, I don't know if that enemy is gonna go for the wide swing or the jiggle peek. But your crosshair right now should be wide. You should always be ready for a wide swing. It's very easy to micro correct for a jiggle peek. But correcting for this shit is always harder. And I don't know how you had the confidence to take this fight like without the dash ability. I mean, it has nothing to do with confidence. Like, you just should have had a dash ability ready.
Reloading. Careful.
Maybe since we have a sage in our team, we can tell the sage to heal us. If that is a possibility during this match. Okay, what did we hear right now? Listen hard. What did you hear right now? The enemy Ray is getting up there, but okay, the Sage dealt with that guy, so we don't need to deal with the guy. Never mind. Okay, there is the John Wick, 2 guys here. Listen, in this type of a setup, with 10 HP only, like, your job is just to stay alive. And you cannot take this fight, or God forbid, take any 50-50 fight. Like, you need to jiggle pick this angle, hold it a bit safer, and ask your teammates to help you out. Like, once again, forcing this type of a fight with a Jett, you're gambling too much that Jett is mechanically bad. I mean, for God's sake, she just needs to shoot at your toes, spit on you, and you're dead. Sorry for doubting you, and sorry for doubting the mechanical incapabilities of that Jett player. But this is bad. He told me at the start of this VOD review that he struggles with against high elo players. Like, this is why you struggle. Like, Immortal player, Immortal 3 Radiant, he will delete you there. And he's definitely not gonna peek you like that. And this guy as well. Like, the problem is, like, as long as you're feeding these bad habits and taking these type of fights, And relying on enemies being bad, in a long run, you're not gonna have a success, ever. Like, this guy will also destroy you. If this guy was, like, immortal or radiant. So, for example, what is the smartest idea here? And how to win this shit? Wait for the Clove to get on the site. Wait for her to tap the spike. And now you and Omen can just play crossfire. Like, Omen can literally just... You can play here. Omen plays here. And at that moment of time, the Clove is that, you know, BitConnect meme. What are we gonna do? Nothing. She's dead. Like, what is she gonna do, like? But forcing these 1v1 fights when there's no reason to force them. With 10 HP. Too much gambling, man. Too much gambling. Okay, we went A quite a lot. And I think that, you know, when you apply so much pressure onto the enemies onto one bomb site, it is a good idea to call for a fake. Here. We went 3 times A, 1 time mid. Now, we should fake B and go A again. Now, the reason why would I fake B and go A is because their Sentinel is on the B site. So faking A and going B doesn't make that much sense, in my opinion. If you already know that the Sentinel player is playing on the B site. And personally, I don't know what you're doing. If your teammates don't want to go A, and you told them to go A, and they completely ignored you. Like right now, they are ignoring you like the England Parliament is ignoring the Queen Elizabeth. God rest her soul. So, if you are trying to fake here the A push yourself, it's not gonna be enough. We need at least one smoke, we need some utility here to make the pressure, to make it believable. And also on top of that, you're gambling that your Raze and Omen are not gonna die in B main and make the contact too early and potentially die like a potatoes. But okay, our Cypher is AFK, so we might as well just play a bit slower. What is this rank? Diamond 2. You see this type of a smoke, something is fishy. And we should be ready for this fight. I just don't know what was the point of this round. Like, I mean, I don't understand Hindi, so I don't know what was the plan. Was the plan just to wait for the Cypher? Like, I don't know. But, you know, enemies are playing an eco round. We should be, like, just doing a 5-man push somewhere. Or maybe some... Yeah, 5-man push A or 5-man push B, if enemies are equal already. Did you know my lady Queen Elizabeth? Rather, like... I sip the tea with the Queen Elizabeth every Sunday. I coach her from Bronze to Radiant. E or NA? What E or NA? Back in my days, I was sipping the tea with the Queen of England, bro.
Yes.
We still win this round. Majestic. Majestic, bro. Do you have guides on mechanics and crosshair placement? I have around like 10 guides. 10 guides for mechanics and crosshair placement on my main YouTube channel. I'm currently making right now like an ultimate mechanical guide in Valorant. You know, I'm gonna cover all of the fundamentals so that you guys don't need to ask me that question ever again. And give you some basic training that every player can and should do. Now this is something I will never understand in Valorant. So you find a playstyle that works for you. You notice that your 5-man executes are obliterating the enemies. Oh no! Let's do 2-man push B main and 2-man push mid while our Cypher is lurking A. Hello? Habla español? Why? You find a secret sauce to win on this attacker's side. Enemies cannot repel your 5-man executes and they cannot play good retakes. What? Like, what else do we need to convince our teammates to continue doing that? Both sides, also, man. Do you have a playbook for engaging with e-girls on Valorant? Brother. Ooh, wait. Bet first, I'm gonna answer that question later. I just saw something interesting here. So, as always, I just need to repeat this because at some point we need to learn. You see a fast smoke from the enemies. An instant smoke. At the start of the round, based on the first footstep that you made, or based on nothing. We need to tell our teammates that one enemy is inside of that smoke. Even if that enemy is not in that smoke, we need to give that ghost comm. Like chances that one enemy right now is playing around or inside of this smoke with a shotgun, above 60%. Minimum. But wait, I just want to thank you for your great playbook. I just saw 15% of the Jett, and I win 9 games in a row already G2. Ha! My salesman is in the chat. If he didn't convince you to get my playbook, I don't need to say anything else.
Go be there.
So what should we do here? We should tell our teammates that one enemy can be is in that smoke. We need to convince our Raze to drop a Boomba through that smoke to clear it out. And if they don't want to do it, I would actually just spam this smoke for one whole magazine to see if to at least try to push that enemy. You know, I will spam here, middle, to try to push him away from that smoke, or maybe even kill him.
अरे यार हम sorry बीबे तीन है भाई
Yeah, she was playing around that smoke. Hi, Mala!
सर कैमरा देख
Guten Abend! Let me give you one very simple tip for these type of rounds. So, if you don't know what your teammates are gonna do, you know, we're just rotating left and right and mid and B and A. You can follow 2 rules. You can just simply follow the spike carrier, and that's it. Or play with the teammates that you think will get the first contact with the enemies. So right here, you know, if your teammates want to go B, just go B.
तीन है भाई
We can do a 4-man push on B, while our Cypher is doing something on mid.
पर सर कैमरा देख
ये अभी मिड पे अभी तक साइफर मिड पे था
क्लोज
So, instead of you being mid here, we should have executed the site with our teammates. We should have killed this Jett with our teammates. We should have scaled up with a Raze. Refrag the Raze and kill the enemy Cypher. And now, we would have been in a 2v1, or a 3v1, or a 4v1 against the enemy Clove. What are we doing? Brother, these guys are really yelling up.
80 tags.
Last player.
This round is on you. Like in this type of rounds, like your teammates are doing a 3-man push on B. What are you doing on mid? But no, like the thing is like I just don't understand. Like people find a secret sauce for winning on the attacker's side. They understand like you know what is working, what is not working in that match, and you still somehow decide to do a default to do some kind of a fuckery. Pick up that spike and tell them, hey guys, let's just go B, let's go A, period.
Spike down. down B.
ये क्या थ्रो था?
Here. No.
मैं सुन रहा हूँ मैं.
तोड़ दूंगा जाओ.
Wonderful. Party's over.
Now we have a gun. Fuck, bro. He didn't see that he has a gun, man. But that's why you have this always show inventory option. But okay. He should not use the ultimate here. Like, I mean, yeah, he should not use the ultimate. He should just play with a gun.
Congrats. Flash.
एक smoke में.
No. Here you made a bit of a mistake as a duelist. Listen, even though your teammates cannot follow you in onto the site, I mean, you have 2 smokes down. Omen does a paranoia. You should try to move in. Why not? You know, Cypher is A short, applying the pressure there. You can take some safe position. You know, basically we can clear this smoke, get into the site. We can get into this spot right here, like behind this box. Hold this smoke, wait for our teammates to move in, and take the site together. But instead of that, like, you know, this is a good moment of time for you to get onto the site. Smokes are down, flashes are going in, and as a Jett player, like, of course, right now going for some kind of a risky execute, or getting in the middle of the bomb set would be a suicide. Basically getting in a position like this, or this would be bad. Because enemies can kill us from this box, from the short, and from the CT as well. But doing this execute will be totally fine. Getting into this position, you know, just watching this smoke while your teammates are moving in, and then together with our teammates we can scale up into the site and take the bomb site control.
Flash.
एक smoke में बैठा है, smoke में बैठा है.
Speak faster.
Last player.
I see that you really love wasting this dash ability, and I don't know why. Okay, you kill that guy without using a dash ability. Let's use this dash ability to take this fight instead.
Last player standing.
Speak faster.
And also, like, one thing that I didn't mention during this VOD review, I think one of your main mistakes is that you're holding these common angles way too overexposed, and instead of just holding them for the info, and then you killing the enemies with your picker's advantage, you just commit to these fights. Like, for example here, okay, we heard the Cypher here. We know that he's maybe gonna go for a peek. I would just hold this angle like this. Cypher peeks me, I'm gonna hide, and now Cypher is dead. Like, you need to counter the enemies with your peeker's advantage, with, you know, like basically, so peeking them with random timings, random movement, especially when you have the ultimate. Like, I mean, just holding this angle and pressing the left click is the worst shit that you can do. You can be mega mobile, like, you know, your job is to be in the air, fuck up his crosshair placement, and try to fight him in the most fucked up ways possible. But this mistake you don't only make with a ultimate, like you make with any other weapon. Like, why would you hold this angle statically right now? If I'm peeking from the elbow, like, I'm gonna have a crosshair placement for this, and I'll be ready for this fight, and this fight, and this fight. But by jiggle peeking this angle, we get the info. You know, maybe we can go for one shot, and then with a glide, with an updraft, get that guy out of the server.
Last player standing.
And waiting for a carbonara pizza, yo, man, like, I'm really missing the cacio e pepe that I ate in Sorrento, man, like this year. Like, literally, I went to Sorrento. In Sorrento, I didn't eat any good carbonara, to be honest. Like, it was pretty mid, every single one of them. But there's one pizzeria, like, that makes cacio e pepe Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I think I ate 6 of these pizzas in like 6 days. Okay, one very simple tip on the attacker side of Sunset. And the tip is the following. I mean, this is not the attacker side of Sunset. This is the attacker side of any map. If you see that 2 or more of your teammates are fighting for the mid control, always fight with the teammates in mid. Why? Your teammates in mid always have the highest chances of dying and making some kind of a mistake rather than your teammates in A main and B main. If you already don't know what's gonna happen in B main or A main, your best gamble is to play with these guys, take the mid control, and then decide what is our next, you know, decision. No, I know, like, Mala, like, I ate some really good carbonara, like, in other parts of Italy, just in Sorrento this year, like, I didn't find any good restaurants. Icy Tusks, you just need to be a tier 1 Discord sub, or use your Prime sub on Twitch, and that's it, like, to be honest.
You had your fun. My turn.
Discord subs help me more, you know? You're sponsoring my trip to NA for 2 months. Brother, I really want to reach 1k subs on Discord so I can finally plan that trip to North America and play on a normal server.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Will do. Let me check this round again. So, we finish this fight.
My turn.
Your teammates are pushing market, dying without you. We're still in the B main.
Monster on the loose.
I mean, this round is a prime example of why you should always play with your teammates that are going through the mid area of the map.
Record.
We cannot peek this now. Clove is already here. Never mind, she's not hot.
Enemy remaining.
Good timing.
पीछे देखो spawn से आएगा back side से हाँ.
Just playing the elbow together and finish this round, right? Just playing the elbow together and finish this round. The problem that you're creating right now is you're isolating 2 potential 1 versus 1 fights, and how do you know the Cypher is gonna go through here? Maybe he goes through here. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Anyways, in this 2v1, like, the best idea, when you have Spike planted on A, is just double down in the elbow. One guy can hold this, one guy can hold this, and we just fight when the enemies end up on the site, or based on the enemy's footstep and sound. Yeah, he actually came from behind, and I don't know why he didn't clear that stage properly.
Let's go. Nope.
Oh, why the fuck are we complicating these rounds, man? Like, enemies are trashkins at defending the sites. Enemies don't know what is a defense. Enemies don't know how to position. Enemies don't know how to retake the sites. Why are we splitting? Why are we like playing as 4? Like just do a 5-man push and just be done with this shit. Why do I need to watch 3 more rounds when I can just watch 1 more round? Like Valorant players are like the prime example of overcomplicators like for no reason, man. What type of guides and shit do you watch, man? Like insanity, man. Like what's happening in their brains of these players and this Cypher as well? Like every round the guy is lurking like he got killed 1 time and he was useful in 1 round. If the things don't need to be complicated, don't complicate them, man. Like, if you get cancer in real life, brother, you're not gonna cure yourself. You're not gonna take a medicine for cancer and for potential 10 other cancers, bro. Like, you just find a, you know, like a medicine for 1 problem and that's it, brother. That was top 10 worst executes of Raze of all time. There's nothing better you could have done here, to be honest. This is okay. There's really nothing better that you could have done. But listen, usually in this type of an example, like this is a mistake that a lot of players make, and I make it a lot of the times as well. And as a Jett player, you cannot allow yourself to do this. Like, if an enemy is already overexposed, wide open, and he needs to take a fight with you and your teammates, always try to separate yourself away from the allies. If you're only engaging that one enemy from 1 choke point. Like, for example, this Raze, if she just needs to fight here, there is a world where this Raze can just, you know, 1-tap all 3 of you, where she can, like, do a collat. But if you do this, good luck, Mr. Raze. Mr. Raze is out of the server. Like, generally speaking, when you're playing movement agents, Vele, Raze, Jett, Omen, even Vito, to some extent, your main job on the attackers, generally, on both attack and defense, is to never clutter the choke points, is to always try to engage enemies in a ways where enemies cannot collat you, where enemies cannot destroy you with their utility, and where enemies cannot take easy fights. The harder the fight you make for the enemies, the more success you're gonna find overall. Now, let's say, for example, like, Mr. Raze is, like, you're retaking the B site. I mean, the reason why during a lot of the retakes you want to extend the range between you and your teammates but still be able to fight with them is just you're making a harder job for the enemies to kill you. I mean, if you have a smoke for the, you know, B main, your teammates are coming through here and through the CT, like, you're not gonna peek like this most of the time. You're gonna separate yourself a bit, so we can apply the pressure onto the enemies from different angles, generally speaking. One of your main jobs when you're executing the sites as a duelist is just pressure making. The more pressure enemies feel, the more success we have killing them and taking that space easily. Ah, unlucky. What do we do now? We do A split into a B control, into mid like execute. Then we go from mid, reset into the enemy CT spawn. Then we go back to our spawn to pick up the spike, and then we do a 5-man push on A. There's only one problem we need to think about in this round, and that is the Raze ultimate. Let me destroy that flash, please. Okay, there's no flash. That's good. here you die just because of angle clearing and how you pick this angle. Like, I already told you that your pathing, scaling up needs to be much better. I can speak about this topic as much as I want, but in my Jett rank playbook I covered every pathing, every scaling, every area of the map, you know, on every map. And every area of the map. So, like here for example, you have a stinger. And with a stinger, you decide to scale up through the aim in area of the map like this. So you're willing to take a 22 meters gunfight with a stinger. Why? 20 meters. Why? Like, with the close range weapons, you always scale up like this to the aim in area of the map. 16 meters, 19 meters, 14 meters. Like, this guy pick us, dead. 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 Then, we need to clear the elbow. Jump spot, dash ability, get that guy out of the server. No one is there, no problem. No dash ability. Clear this angle, jump spot this angle. Aha, enemies are there. I'm not gonna fight them with a stinger. Use a smoke, cross here, and now with the dash ability, bam, bam, bam. We clear this. We still have a dash ability. Okay. We can go for the execute. Like, you cannot win this fight if you're not ready for this fight. And I don't know why you are not ready for this fight. Like, you didn't see the gecko's flesh. So he's probably saving it for something else. You know, he noticed that we're destroying his flesh immediately. We don't know if enemies are elbow. We have 0 initiators and 0 recon utility. We don't know if enemies are A short. Like, you cannot swing the angles in Valorant like this and be like, I'm gonna win that fight. You're not surprising anyone. Enemies hear you. Enemies are ready for a fight. You're not ready for a fight, and once again, you're just gambling that enemies are gonna be mechanically worse than you, and you're gonna have enough time to micro-correct yourself for this fight and to kill this race. Too much of a gamble. Like, your angle clearing, your pathing and scaling should always be consistent in Valorant. The only time when you can be a bit more sloppy and where you can do it a bit faster is if, of course, your teammates are already too far ahead, or they just want to run it down. Or you need to run it down because, I don't know, you rotated from B to A, you know that the most of the enemy team is on B, and, you know, let's say most of the enemies are here, and there's maybe one enemy A. Okay, then you can be a bit more sloppy. And just swing these angles together with your teammates. Anyways, we're gonna play on a refrag. But at the start of the round, like, just doing this is okay. And please don't fall under these, like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G rules, rule of fear and that shit. Okay, our A push failed once. Once! Let's do it again. If I'm in the enemy team right now, if I'm that Raze, there's Cypher on B. There is Raze on B. There is maybe even one more enemy on B site. But they're, like, okay, this is Diamond. A lot of players are autopiloting. A lot of players have lost their IQ grinding this game. But we cannot expect the enemies also to be that dumb. You know? It's far more unpredictable now, going A again, just properly with the full buy weapons, instead of now taking mid control. And also, there is not a single moment of time where it is a good idea to do a 5-man fight on mid. Because then, even if you win these fights on mid, it might be... It's gonna be very risky and a bit too hard to end up on A site and B site no matter what we do. Like, we need to clear the B main area of the map, then the back site, market, seat. Like, there's so many angles from which we're exposed. And if this Cypher already likes to lurk and play alone, tell the Cypher brother, go in the B-main alone, take this space for us, slowly. Please don't die alone. While we are taking mid and doing a 1-4 split through market. This might turn out really bad. Okay, we got a kill. Now, if this happens during your mid pushes or control, what is the best idea right now? Reset the round completely towards the A main and just do a 5-man execute on A. Enemies are pressured on mid. Right now, like, if we reset this round towards A main, I guarantee to you, there's only gonna be one enemy on A. You applied enormous amount of pressure here. Most of the enemies will focus on this area of the map. They have no vision on top mid at all. A round is over. Resetting the rounds after this type of a kill is the best idea you can do when you make an advantage in mid area of the map. Very good. So, enemies cannot be behind us. We're pushing, you know, straight up, clearing the angles one at a time. We deal with that one potential enemy in this area of the map. A round is over. That's how we win this round. The more time we spend on mid, the higher are the chances that enemies are gonna push A main, B main, fuck us from behind, and make a sandwich out of us. And pushing through top mid and market right now is just a suicide.
Hold that on.
And usually what people like to do in ranked solo, you know, if they lose one ally somewhere on Sunset, like Sunset is a very small map. And a lot of times when enemies end up in some kind of a disadvantage, they will go for a B-man or A-man push. Because it's so easy to come, you know, close behind the enemies and go for that type of a flank. Also, a lot of the times during this attacker side VOD, you died before using a dash ability. A lot of the times. You can be a bit lighter on that on this ability.
Party's over.
Like for example here, you know you will be fighting the enemies. You know that some enemies are top mid, some enemies are market. Already at this moment of time, activate it. Like your dash ability is never wasted if it allowed you to take some space for your teammates, if it allowed you to survive, and if it allowed you to just live a happy life for the next 7 to 10 seconds. Especially if there's more than 5% of chance for you to take a fight with the enemies.
Party's over.
Even now, like, what is the best idea? Go into the B-main, reset the round completely, do a 5-man push B.
Wait, पीछे 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 1 year.
Enemy spotted. Mid.
Both mid.
Please tell me we win this round. Somehow.
One enemy remaining.
Oh! Oh, the classic. Oh. Tragic. What a roller coaster of emotions, I must say. Absolute tragedy. But do you need any more like convincing that you should reset these type of rounds? I mean, it's such a simple comm. It's such a simple comm. Like basically, like one sentence after this race kill. Hey guys, let's slowly shift into the B main. No Sage, market is not B main. Come B main. Omen, mid is not B main. Come B, yell at them. I don't know, repeat it 10 times. Like, literally, if you just resetted this round towards the B main, and we just did a basic 5-man execute, 5 versus 3, this round is over. Literally over. And this match is over as well. The more time you spend in a mid area of the map, the higher are the chances that enemies can make a sandwich out of you, kill you on timings, your teammates can split apart and take solo fights, like you did and Raze. And this is what type of a cabbage you get at the end of the day. Like you made this bed, and now you're gonna sleep in it, basically. Like, you know, like this game should have been over a long time ago. Like, there's already 3, 4, 5 of these type of rounds that happen on both attackers and defender side, where you could have been a deciding factor how that round plays out. And the problem is, like, you know, when you're playing in Diamond, Ascendant, and Immortal, Low Immortal, these type of rounds, maybe they're not going to decide the outcome of the match completely, but they can impact the mentality of your teammates a lot. Maybe you can stay calm and be like, okay, I'm going to win this match, no problem. But brother, after this type of a round, I mean, this type of a round happened already, like, a lot of the times during this match. You just don't know in what type of mental state Neo, Sage, Pidori, and Rizori are gonna be. And for God's sake, just try to change your patterns a bit on the attack. Like, I think that we're way too predictable for the enemy team. Once again, if I was in the enemy team, I would think you're going for a 5-man push on A.
इधर close खड़ा है इधर. चल fast चल.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, in Valorant, like, you know, if you need to scale up first and take this type of a fight first, but your teammates still refrag you, it's okay. I mean, we took a fight together. Maybe we could have killed that gecko. We could have activated your dash ability as well, as you were like, you know, here, when the gecko dropped a flash.
चल fast चल.
You had plenty of time to press X and to use your dash ability. And to take this fight with a dash. Because the problem here is, like, not only Gecko is peeking us, maybe this Raze or Jett or whoever the fuck is in the elbow is gonna peek us as well. But I guess it's okay. Like, you could have done, you know, we could have activated a dash ability. You can drop a one-way smoke there to prevent that peek. You can maybe slow down a bit and push together with your teammates, wait for them to come closer to you and get this first contact. But, you know, when this type of shit happens to you, like, yes, you could have done something better, but it's okay. You know, it's not bad, but it is not good as well. Do we win this match? Yeah, we win it in this round. How do we end this match? Oh, now they reset the round. So when Jett dies, they are willing to reset the round and then go B.
30 seconds left.
कर. Revive कर. ऊपर का
Holy shit, this was close.
Revive.
Holy shit, this was close, man.
Still
मर गए.
2 HP clutch.
Cover दे ना.
No.
Absolute cinema of a last round. Like, just fight everywhere. Okay. But still, Pepito, he had control of market and he gave it away, chasing the Cypher back to mid no. I mean, chasing that Cypher in this round was... I mean, it's okay game decision to maybe support your Raze. But when the Raze died, yeah, I mean, like, the best idea is to just back the fuck off and play with the teammates pushing. I mean, generally speaking, I would not give a shit about this Raze that is top mid. Why do I care about her? Let's just take a side control, plant the spike. We're 3v2 in the worst case scenario. Sage has a wall. She can wall off the market. And we just win this round and win the match, and that's it. Okay. Bro, I've gotten so many tips from you. It's low-key insane. You helped me improve so much. No problem, man. Like, that's what I'm here for. Okay, listen. PTSD incoming. I think you have an idea what you need to work on. Like, there's a lot of these micro mistakes in your gameplay. Like, first mistake that you kind of need to focus on. Let me just open up my notepad a bit. So the first thing I would focus on if I was you is fixing my wasted time in general. Like, there's a lot of time during your games where you're holding an angle that you should not be holding, where your teammates are scaling up, you're not scaling up with them, where your teammates are fighting somewhere, you're not there to fight with them, you're holding an angle where the enemies cannot be at all, on both attackers and defenders side. You need to, you know, adapt yourself a bit more based on what your teammates want to do. Like, you know, don't, like, always try to pre-assume that the worst case scenario, where your teammates are gonna take some kind of a fight, die alone, and that's it. Second thing that is really bad is that you need to pay more attention on enemies. Like, how they're positioning, where they're using their utility, how they're playing. Like, in this match, enemies were so repetitive. They were playing in the same way on both attack and defense, and it was so easy to read them and to make the right calls. Number 3, lead your teammates more. Like, at least try. I don't know if you tried in this match, like, I don't know if your mic was recorded or not. I don't know, like, it's Hindi language, I don't understand it. But you should try to lead your teammates a bit more and tell them what to do. Like, we need to be more unpredictable. And we were way too predictable on both attack and defense as well. Number 4, like, scaling and pathing and angle clearing can be a lot better. I don't know what you're doing on other maps, but this problem is very simple to fix. In every single playbook on my Discord server, in the Jett playbook on my Discord server, I basically, you know, explained every single execute, every single pathing, scaling, like, and this is not the stuff that you should only follow with Jett, with every agent in the game. How to clear angles properly and how to position properly. When it comes to mechanical stuff, I'm just gonna watch this VOD review one more time, and then I'm just gonna bomb you with some kind of a warm-up and aim training. I'll just send it to you through private messages. I'm gonna create something private for you, and that's it. Executes, I have no idea. And retakes. Like, you played so little executes and retakes that I don't know if you're doing them good or bad. So, I don't know how good are you in regards to that. And that's kind of the main 4 mistakes that you're generally making on both attack and defense. And the 5th one is basically related to your dash ability and how you take the fights. Like, taking proper gunfights. Now, what I mean by this? So, usually you play common angles way too open, like you're wide open to the enemies. And you just hold the enemies to peek you and to abuse their peeker's advantage to delete you. Instead of that, if you're already on some kind of a common angle, jiggle peek it, hold it tight, try to kill the enemies with 1 bullet or 1 burst fire, reset yourself, activate the dash ability, and now with your peeker's advantage and proper crosshair placement, you can just get that guy out of the server. Like, you're letting the enemies be the one, like, for example, this position here. Like, why do you play it like this? You don't even need to jiggle peek it. Just hold it tight, as tight as your reaction time allows you. Go for 1 tap or a burst fire. Now, you're in a control of this fight. You know exactly where are the enemies. You know exactly where to place your crosshair. Enemies don't know how and when you're gonna peek them, and if you're gonna re-peek them again. You have a dash ability, so we can take maybe 1 kill, 2nd kill, and that's it. You take 2 fights instead of 1. That is much better than taking a 150-50 fight, where enemies can destroy you with their peeker's advantage and proper crosshair placement. So, those would be the main mistakes. Now, every other mistake we discussed during a VOD review. I'll bomb you with some kind of a training, some kind of an aim training that you're gonna do for the next 2 months. Also, I'm gonna share with you like 2 private coaching videos that you're gonna watch, like 3 hours of additional private coaching content that is gonna help you with majority of these topics. Actually, 3 videos. One when it comes to general gameplay, one when it comes to positioning, and one when it comes to mechanical skill. And yeah, that's kind of it when it comes to this VOD L review. And this was a free one. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I mean, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Join my Discord server for private coaching. You can also get in giveaways. Maybe just hang out with the community, do whatever you want. Just don't be racist. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.